Hello everyone, welcome to Agents of the Nine Hells Redux. How's everybody doing? Episode 2. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons, rules played very, very lightly. How's everyone doing? I'm Chris, I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight, and we're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg and twitch.tv/D&D. So, what have you stumbled into? If you're not aware of what we are doing, allow me to elaborate. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons. That's a tabletop role-playing game, and the players around me are all playing characters in a shared fantasy universe. They roll 20-sided dice more often than not. That's one of these. And those 20-sided dice will tell them if they succeed at something or fail hilariously. 20 plus is good. 1 and below, yeah, it does happen sometimes, especially if you have an intelligence of 8, is bad. So, that's what we'll be doing. They play characters. I play everyone they encounter, the universe they are in, and what a universe it is. What a universe it is, because everyone's in hell, baby. Yep. Everyone's in hell. It's been a good time, though, so far. We've had a big old bar fight. Someone slapped a demon to death with a tentacle, and it was all fine. Yeah. Totally PG. This show is not PG, by the way. If you're looking for a PG D&D show, go do something else for 3 hours. Cool. Thank you. Let's go around the room, though. Let's meet our lovely players. So starting on my right, Matthew, tell us your name, your pronouns, your character's name, their pronouns, and maybe a little bit about what's up with them and how it's going.
Okay, my name is Matt Chapman. I use he, him pronouns. My character is called Judah Amorna, who also uses he, him pronouns. Judah is an assassin-type fighter, rogue, magic-y bits now. He was originally in Hell because he was following in his father's footsteps, and he was one of the original Hell Riders who fought with Zariel. But he has now stayed in Hell to help his friend defeat a very, very powerful demon lord. If you've seen the first season, you'll know he was a little bit down, having a little bit of a crisis. He's kind of enjoying himself now. He's kind of like, yeah, this rocks. Let's do this.
The tone has very definitely shifted, hasn't it? From quite intense, serious drama in Hell to wacky races. But that's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's a very good thing indeed. Let's keep going. Yeah. Anastasia, say hello.
Hello. My name is Anastasia. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing a character called Rahazor. His pronouns are he, him. And he is an aberrant mind sorcerer, half-orc, very tall, taller than Andreas. You'll hear about him later. The aforementioned tentacles, which are just tentacles, okay, they belong to Rahazor. So he's kind of a bit of an oozy, kind of gross guy who's very into cars, and that might be the main motivation that he's staying with this ragtag crew. Though I feel like after Judah saved him, his affiliation with family and friendship and just the strength of relationships might mean that he's a little bit more loyal beyond just our wonderful, wonderful vehicle. So excited to see where this takes us.
Splendid.
With the vehicle.
Splendid. Thank you. And Bree, how's it going?
It's going. So my name is Brito, and my pronouns are she, they, and I am playing Lua, and his pronouns are he, him, and he is an elf rogue that doesn't know how to handle being a rogue. He is also a musician that thinks that he's better than he actually is, so that's a whole ass mess. But his focus right now is on Daddy and his thighs. That is all he cares about right now. That's all he cares about.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
Okay.
And Daddy meaning Andreas. So.
Sure. Well, he gets mentioned in other characters' intros, so he must be an important character. Toby, tell us about Andreas.
Who is your daddy and what does he do? Hi, my name's Toby Osmond. I go by he, him, and as does Andreas Doros, the Giant of Chicenta.
That's one. Bingo fans.
That's one tick.
First Chicenta, there you go.
It feels like it's just Chicenta on there. He's a giant, very tall, good thigh muscles, works out a lot.
You see him on the mini. It's good thighs. Good thighs.
To kill. Yeah.
Not great thighs. Okay.
Well, I didn't want to put down, body shame different shaped thighs, basically. So I thought I'd just go with a mild good, depending on your opinion. what your likes are.
It feels like
Lua fucking loves them.
though, like great thighs. What's going on over there?
It's a very different movie, isn't it? Jeez. Okay.
We're here to kill Mammon.
There we go. There's the reason.
Oh, I was listening to Metallica on the way here to get into the mindset as well.
Correct. I think that is the right mindset of this. Very much Metallica, something along those lines. Wow. So cool. There we go. Good. And we have our special guest for episode 2, Sam. Hello. Good to see you. Hey. How are you doing?
I admit, this wasn't what I expected when someone told me to go to hell.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that was just part of the setup. Don't tell us about your character yet, because we're sure to meet them as part of what happens next. But tell us a little bit about yourself before we dive in too much.
Yes, my name is Sam de Leve. I am a role-playing performer and variety video game streamer throughout the internet void, perhaps best known for flying on spaceships in Star Trek adventures, including with the Streampunk's Clear Skies, and for my roles on the Alliance FM network and Q Times Power Play.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Sam. Cool. Before we dive in too heavily, some AOB. First of all, this stream runs for about 3 hours. There's a break in the middle, about 5 to 10 minutes, but because it's all improvised, we'll have to just put a timer on the screen and let you know when we're back, so keep an eye out for that as we go. We have sponsors. You can see them arranged all around us on this wonderful screen. So let's start with the ones right in front of me. Hero Forge, who have made miniatures of our 4 main non-guest characters. Sorry, Sam. These 4 are our characters. You can see them here. That one's Judah, that one's Rahizur, that one's Lua, and that one's Andreas, and they are my little toys to play with as I see fit. We use them as initiative trackers. You'll see me moving them around throughout the stream to get a sense of where everyone gets to go and what everyone gets to do. But yes, check them out online. Hero Forge, you can make your own mini, you can design them in color, have them printed and sent to you. It's remarkable what they can do, and these are all just a lovely example of what you can 3D customize entirely by yourself. I thoroughly recommend checking them out at heroforge.com. We're also sponsored by Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro digital tabletops are for other people. This is all about the physical. This is about bits and pieces on your desk. I've got so much stuff on my desk that's Ultra Pro themed, including dice. But the thing we are giving away today, and that you should pop yourself into chat right now and say, hi, hello, how's it going? Love the stream, love Toby's coat, everyone's great. Like, these are things you could say, and anything you say in chat puts you in with a chance of winning one of these. It's a character portfolio. It's premium zippered folio. It's leather. It's got loads of pages inside, D&D logo on it. It's a lovely piece, and if you whip something like that, please pop something in chat right now. You must be a UK address holder because of postage and competition rules, but do please pop something in chat if you'd like to win one today. And check out all of their content at ultrapro.com. We're also supported by D&D Beyond, who give us all of our lovely digital character sheets. We're supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. There's a chest code at the bottom of the screen underneath Sam, so if you fancy getting a free gold chest in Idle Champions, check that out right now. We're also supported by Level Up Dice. There's a link in chat right now to a set of dice that we have made with Level Up Dice called Table Shakers, which are gigantic metal dice. These are the D10s. That's how gigantic these dice are. They are great fun. You'll hear me, trust me, you will hear me when I roll them in the stream today or later. There's also D20s in the same range, a bit smaller, but still mighty chunky. So if you fancy looking at those, there's a link in chat right now. And we're also supported by Zavi.com. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players, characters, and DMs in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do appreciate it does sometimes happen. So if you spot an instance that we have missed, please drop a note in chat and let us know. We are always open to being corrected. Lovely. Well, let's kick off that intro. Let's rev it into gear and dive into Agents of the Nine Hells Redux. So, Agents of the Nine Hells, Part 2. 2 agents, 2 hells? Sure. So, you, at the end of the last episode, the group of you were in your hellish car? Hellcar? Hellcar. Did we have a good name for it? We didn't have a good name for it, did we? No one came up with a name for the Hell car. Make that today's secondary mission. Come up with a name for the car. Oh, sorry, Matt, you got something? No, go ahead.
I did. I referred to it as the chopper just so we could shout, "Get to the chopper." But I'm not sure that makes complete sense. But does it need to make complete sense?
No, nothing has to make complete sense. Also, who but Andreas would call a car that doesn't chop the chopper? I mean, that's just so fitting. Maybe Andreas thinks it's his nickname? Tobes, help me out on this one. You do carry an axe.
Yeah, it definitely just like look at his axe, but I'm at it.
Cool. So you're in the chopper, and yeah, it's a good point. It could be an aspirational title. Thank you, Sam. We do have a chat going on in the background in case people wanted to know. So you're all...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you're all in the chopper and you're driving through this hellish landscape. As described before, it has this kind of deserty feel. There's a lot of like crenellations in the ground, but this tarmacked road, and yes, it is tarmacked, is pretty much straight and narrow in almost a beeline going straight through the middle of all of this space, and you are just revving your car, driving full bore down this road. You know that somewhere on this road you will find Mammon's compound and be able to break in. Mammon, as Andreas and Judah are aware, was deposed as Lord of Hell and has fled to Avernus, which is why you're chasing him down here in the outskirts of the first level of Hell. So who's driving?
Rahazor is driving.
Oh, yeah.
I think he wants to do that cool guy thing where like he has one hand on the wheel and the other one just like slouched on the other seat and goes, "This is some pretty good tarmac." Nice smooth drive.
Okay, I mean it's Hell, so it's not smooth tarmac at all. Like it's terrible. Like it's pockmarked and there's what they call potholes everywhere. It's not great.
Rahazor does not notice. He just like his denim is padded. He is comfy. One of his little tentacle eyes turns around and faces back and goes, "Hey Judah, how are you doing back there?" Big stuff, you know.
Doing good. This is great. I didn't actually like driving, but I kept doing it because it was better. It was much better than Andreas driving.
Oh, I love it. I'll drive all the time. Hey, I feels like I have an eyelash in my eye. Do you mind getting it out? And the eye stalk gets a little closer. Just a bit to the right, maybe your left. I don't know.
I mean, there's nothing too clean in Hell. Actually, can I now that I'm more magey, I might just use prestidigitation to clean the eye.
Oh wow. Judah, what does your prestidigitation look like, Judah? What's the vibe? Is it heavenly light? Is it heavenly light?
It's heavily angelically kind of lighty kind of thing. So yeah, maybe there's a little, maybe a tiny angel appears and does it on the eye.
Right. So it's clean, but it's so dry. It's so dry. It's drier than it's ever been. Like someone took all of the gross oozy moisture out of that eye, and it feels like it's about to crack at the edges. It's awful.
Well, it's okay. The ooze will come back. It'll be fine. I feel like dryness won't be a problem. But I think Rahazor seeing that Judah used prestidigitation is like, I can do that too. And he uses prestidigitation to like kind of tickle the eyelashes of Judah, like in a similar manner, being like, we're helping each other out. It's like when like monkeys kind of like eat the bugs off each other.
You know how I just described that dried Rahazor's eye out, but was quite like angelic and stuff? Hey Matt, the prestidigitation from Rahazor is unsurprisingly oozy. It's like it's
You're gonna have such moist eyeballs. We're ready.
Are there things dripping off? Like, is that kind of what's happening right now?
Like imagine the thickest winter eye cream, but like terrible. Like the smell is like old mayonnaise.
I give that smile that you know when you've just met someone you really were hoping not to bump into, like that smile, like.
Charisma check.
Rahazor does not notice anything because that's the only smile he's ever gotten.
Never mind. Charisma check anyway.
A little smile.
Let's hear it. Come on, charisma check. I want to see the angel warlock roll a charisma check.
Okay. It is. It's not too bad. That's 13.
Yeah. It could be worse, but Razo, you're focused on the road, right? Which is a straight line. It's hard to get anything wrong on that. While this is happening, and I'm dreading asking this, but I will anyway. Andreas, Lua, what else is going on in the car?
Like, for me, as soon as I got in the back, I'm sort of like lounging out with the bottle of tequila that Lua got, having a sip, but just trying to like chill out. I'm trying to get me a short rest before we fight a demon prince. I don't know if it'll happen.
Well, we will come to that we will come to resting in a second, but we'll get to that in a second.
Working on the tan.
Sure. I mean, it's always summer and it's always midday in hell, so yeah.
Andreas is always working on his tan.
Hot, terrible breeze coming in.
yeah, pretty much all the time. Yeah. So
I don't know if Lua's left Andreas's bicep or not.
Oh, no. He has shifted to your lap now. He's sitting. He's actually straddling you, and he's just like laying against your chest like this.
Little baby.
Have a little sleep.
So, have you ever like been in a relationship before?
Yes, Andreas has been in relationships before, but they never go well.
Why?
Andreas had a tough upbringing. Relationships were not encouraged where I was. But that is in the past.
He takes the bottle of booze and just
okay. Yes. Maybe a little sleepy sleep now.
Yeah, you're right. And he just kind of like just snuggles.
I give Andreas a look that says, like, dude, you hide the crazy at this stage. What are you doing?
Andreas never picks up on. I'm like, oh yes, I'd sort of get the tequila out of Lua's hand and pass it to Judah.
Good.
There we go.
Thanks.
So the three of you are in the back seat, and Razor is by himself in the front seat, which is probably for the best. And as the car is speeding down this road, Razor, you notice off to one side of the road. Sam, would you like to describe what Connaught looks like hitching a ride on the side of the road?
Yes. So Connaught is human of unimpressive height or build, on visual appearance, to be clear. And they are, though, wearing appropriate garb, as if they are wearing the touristy Hawaiian shirt in their heart, in their posture. This is what you could immediately glean, and as they hold this ugly spiked rock, barely hollowed out with some kind of foul hell magma or something, and a little twig in it, you could almost imagine that it was an umbrella.
Oh.
They are not drinking it, to be clear. But it gets one into the mood of the space.
Hey, Rahazo, there's a definite tourist by the side of the road.
I feel like the vibe is, it's like they just got off a cruise ship and had a lovely, lovely cruise. And now it's like the last bit of vacation vibe. I feel like, was Connaught actually wearing a Hawaiian shirt, or did it just look like they had that kind of vacation-y vibe?
Setting appropriate clothing, Hawaiian shirt of spirit.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Razor would definitely be interested in this kind of vibe, so he'll pull over.
Sure.
Okay.
Connell, this ridiculous car, it basically looks like, help me with cars, everybody. There was a description used the other time, and I'm not a car person. Long, almost squared off car, like it's very large, big grille at the front, very much American muscle car in many ways, but big open seat at the back, so big wide seats.
I think it's Chevy, basically.
Is it a Chevy? Is that what that's called? A Chevy?
It's like a Challenger Camaro kind of thing.
Yeah.
Look this up. Oh.
Something like that. Anyway, one of those just skids to a halt, covered in flame decals and looking very, very classically hellish. And can we describe what everyone inside looks like for Sam and Connaught's benefit? What do you see? So in the front seat is Rahizur, who looks like...
Yeah, Rahizur is like a very tall half-orc, and he looks almost like he's in a little clown car because you know, I think it's made for someone of a smaller size. He has kind of a lot of facial hair, and you can see like a hint of tentacle underneath it, like kind of like the Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know, whatever. And he has hair kind of tied up behind him as well, wearing a dirty tank top, like kind of like the unshowered, sweaty look, and very short denim shorts, like very bottom heavy, like likes his carbs, that kind of appearance. And I think that probably the most notable thing is he has two eye stalks that have eyes on them, and most of the time those eye stalks are bent over his eyes because he wants to like be respectful and not freak anyone out, because his actual eyes are just empty sockets. So it's kind of like he's trying to make it seem like nothing to see here, just and he's covered in ooze and goop, and you know, tries to kind of ignore it, feels a bit embarrassed, but it's there.
So that's the driver, and what's in the back seat?
Yeah, well, I because I can do disguise self at will, and because we know for a fact that Mammon is hiring, what was it we fought last time? Bearded devils?
Oh, he's hiring everybody. He's got loads of money. He's hiring every mercenary he can find.
Yeah, but we specifically met bearded devils, so I look like a bearded devil at the moment.
A random bearded devil, which looks a bit like Rahizur, just less awful. Just a devil-like figure with a beard of tentacles. And in the back, there's a... what's Lua look like straddling Andreas?
Yeah, so Lua is an elf, and he has on this atrocious black and red leather that is just way too tight for him. He has beautiful ass, beautiful thighs.
So.
And
if you can straddle, it's not too tight.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And he has like red and black ombre hair, and he has this very vibrant guitar that doesn't fit with the rest of him. It's like an electric blue and purple, and it just does not fit him at all. And currently he is straddling this beautiful radiant giant. So,
and Andreas looks like
someone in what would be full plate mail, but he likes the mobility, so he's sort of shed quite a lot of the limb parts. He does have a full visor over his plate helmet with a feathered plume out the top. He basically looks like a Grecian gladiator, 6'10", pure muscle, only eats protein, and drinks tequila. Very tanned.
His kidneys and liver must really love him.
Oh, yeah, definitely fine. Definitely not pissing blood every day. Cool, good. So that's what's in the car. It's very different from what you would have already experienced in Hell. It certainly looks more like, much like yourself, visitors to Hell, not locals, but their vibe is a bit different from everything else you've experienced so far.
Rahizur says, "What are you drinking?"
Tequila.
Can I have some? No, not you, Andreas. This one.
Oh, this?
What's that in it?
Go for it if you want, my friend. It was handed off to me, and I do not do open containers, but if you want to go for it.
No, thank you. I'm driving.
Yes, thank you. Back here.
I like your style. Connell, nice to meet you.
Hey.
I am Andreas. You have probably heard of me. Andreas, the giant of Jacinta.
Connor, roll me a
Sorry,
history.
can you say that name one more time? I missed it.
Andreas, the giant of
Reyes.
Jacinta.
The giant? Yes.
Yes, you have heard of Andreas, of course. Come in, are you
Yes,
coming?
we-
Hey, listen, we can give you a lift, but we are going on a very dangerous mission.
We go very fast.
Very fast.
Wait, how fast?
Furiously fast.
Oh, that sounds too fast. You got room.
Oh, Connor's jumping in. Connor definitely wants to ride.
We got Riser's like room for one more and taps his oozy hand on the clean seat nearby. So
Perfect. Every time you say Uzi, I'm like, he touches his gun hand to the seat, and I'm like, whoa. Homophones are great. But much obliged, much appreciated. We search for honor and glory, and I'm gonna put my hand on the headrest of your seat and vault over.
Nice. Give
In
me
that
an
spot.
athletics check.
Oh yeah, no, it won't go well. Oh wow, go poorly. Nice, I end up in your lap.
Rosa, Connor just leaps into your lap in the front seat.
I just sort of splayed across.
I think as soon as Connor says like honor and glory, Andreas gets excited and like just stands up in the back seat and says, "Yes, honor and glory!"
Lua just koalas immediately. He's like, ah.
Little flex of them biceps. and then
I'm just
sits down
waiting
again.
for some kind of missile to hit in the second you step.
Rahazor is very serious because he's in a car and that's serious time. He says, you need to wear a seatbelt.
Gotcha. I look to your seatbelt like, do we want to just not move and then double it over? But then I'll just like scooch my lying down butt and then safety first.
There's a very definite sort of as you scooch across the lap.
And Rahazor uses Mage Hand just to make extra sure that everybody's seatbelts are on.
Amazing.
Mage Hand.
Your mage hand's a tentacle from your beard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Tentacle snakes out of the beard. And do you want to describe the tentacles, Anastasia, and describe Rahazor's beard tentacles?
Yeah, so they're like they kind of have like patches of like dryness that are like a dark green color. So like you don't know if you want to touch them for sure. Maybe not a skin condition, maybe it is, but you want to risk it. And they're like again dripping a little bit easily, but you know that makes sure that all of the mechanisms of the seatbelt are well greased. So
Well,
I think it's mostly advantage. Yeah.
you know, I can never grow one of those. Got any tips?
Love your family.
Don't eat yellow snow.
And then Rahazor just like revs it and like the most dangerous fast driving, going through the potholes, like just does not care. It's like all talk, no action with this
Roll me the land vehicles check that we know is coming. You can use your dex for this.
land vehicles dex.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
May I lend guidance to my new friend just from the vibe?
Oh, I mean, do you cast spells with vibes?
Like that. So that was-
I mean, how else do you cast spells? Excuse me.
Connaught is given good
That's
vibes.
a 9 altogether.
Add a d4.
9 with.
Throw an extra d4 on that,
I
baby.
did. I did.
Oh, nice.
I
Love it.
rolled a 1, so it was still.
I appreciate you. I appreciate your vibe.
Explodes.
As you rev away, just the car just spins in a terrible donut and just cuts through about 400 miles. Everyone just screams as the whole thing veers around wildly. No one actually gets hurt, but it's fine. But yeah, you do manage to eventually start up, but you've definitely chapped the wheels something awful.
Razor's like, sorry, I mostly drive automatic. This is just getting to grips with it. It's fine.
Hell cars, my friend. The rentals are even worse, trust me.
Connaught, one question. Are you friends with Mammon.
Not yet, should I be?
No. We are going to kill him.
So you're just like, some sort of hell small fry over here, or
Some what?
hell small fry?
A small fro? A small fro?
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, I'm here to kill big things, but
Yes!
Mammon, that's fine, I guess. I'm down for a little bit of a warm up. Sure, let's go.
I've heard Mammon is very large and very rich, very evil. I hate Mammon with all of my soul and all of my being. Well, what big things did you want to kill?
I mean, look, I figure you start basic, you warm up, you have yourself a little bit of Abishai, maybe a touch of Pit Fiend, then you start working your way up to Asmodeus.
I like your style.
I really like your style.
We're gonna get along, my friends.
It is
We
nice
got
to
this.
meet someone such as yourself with so much positive vibes in hell, because I have found there is much fear and loathing in Avernus.
No.
Andres, as you're talking, Lua is just climbing up, and he just kind of he like pushes your head to the side, and he just kind of climbs over, and then now he's just on your back, and he's kind of piggybacking.
That is good.
Rahazor just like lamely with a mage hand tries to like just get a seatbelt around Lua. Just like one eye looking back.
What's this? What are you trying to do? What's going on?
I thought you might like the safety of, just.
With the mage hand, right? Yeah.
Well, seeing as Daddy is my seatbelt, I'm fine.
I am very cushy.
I saw that on a bumper sticker once.
Oh, it was on a bumper sticker? Oh, never mind. And then he retracts the mage hand. Like, obviously bumper stickers are right about things.
I mean, they're the source of all truth, as we know. I knew a cleric.
That's all they read.
Whole Bible was on bumper stickers, just a series of bumper. You should have seen the bumper.
A whole Bible?
What is a bumper?
We meet another car, we'll find out.
You know that thing that we slam into things that are in the way? That's the bumper, right? Yeah.
We should get our own bumper stickers. What'll ours say?
Mammon sucks.
Yeah. And great thighs. We get one that says great thighs. Cool.
Big thighs save lives, I don't.
As you are driving ahead at full speed, going straight through this desert, the ground starts to change a little bit. You're starting to get into what looks like a series of canyons. The road starts to become more twisty and turny as it makes its way down the side of a canyon, through the middle of it. It becomes a bit more what we would call difficult terrain. And Rahazor, you might need to slow down, or you could take it like full speed. What would you do?
Medium.
Can I jump in a little bit here?
Yep.
So I have mold earth, which has a range of 30 feet.
Yes.
And it can move stones and stuff like that. So any very large stone that I see, I'm actually going to be kind of leaning out at the back and kind of just popping them off the road as we go.
Okay, so you're getting rid of some of the debris as we go, so that can be advantage on this. Why not?
Yeah. I don't think Rahazor is slowing down.
No, I didn't think so. Just checking.
He's kind of like playing chicken with the stones, almost.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's kind of enabling.
Okay.
I'm like, give me enough time to stop. You're going really quickly. I got it.
Roll me that land vehicles check again. Let's see how it goes for the canyons.
And no guidance this time. I don't need a guidance. Okay. Ooh, 11.
Yeah, you're managing to take it perfectly well. It's not like you're doing particularly safe, but the car isn't crashing. It's not doing too bad. It's also a good point to mention that this car has a special feature. It's a special feature that you would all be being aware of now, that if you short rest in the car as it is driving somewhere, you gain the effects of a long rest. Wow.
Nice.
Who'd have known? Yeah.
Because I think Andreas is already snoring.
Cool. You have short rested and gained the effects of a long rest. If you drive in the car for a certain amount of time in between episodes, let's just make our lives easy. Why not? Cool.
Is there cruise control on the car?
Sure.
Can that be a short rest? Like you're driving, but there's cruise control.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I don't think Rahazor would give up the wheel, so like I think I'd have to sacrifice the.
No. You're welcome to have a short rest for driving
I
for an
just
hour as
imagine
well.
a little crew of tiny devils that come out of the dashboard, and it is a crew CREWS control.
Well, by this point, we probably should mention that there is a radio. It's not actually a radio. It's an imp that's been tied to the front where the radio would be. That's just screeching out music at all times. They did find a way to install a mini disc the other week, and it was not pleasant. But yeah, they have an imp that's shouting music constantly at all times. Connell, that's just there.
I think Rahazor
Casual.
would have requested "All I Want for Christmas Is You," and like the poor imp has to hit those Mariah Carey high notes.
Is that all the way through? Is that one?
Rahazor's just singing along, like just really bopping to it. Doesn't notice any problems. Like this is great.
It's not even Christmas.
What is
Yeah.
Christmas?
And Lewis starts jamming with the C major chord, and he just keeps strumming. He's just
I
strumming.
mean, hell is Christmas music all year. Yes, I can
Yeah.
confirm.
And just to check, Lua, how many chords do you know?
He knows one.
Yep, cool. You just keep strumming.
C
That's C
major.
major. Yep, good.
C major.
Cool. So you're making a lot of noise as you drive into the canyon. As you make your way through the canyons and as the car is veering its way around these roads at quite a high speed, up above you, you can see a couple of figures come over the edge of the canyon looking down on you and start shouting in Infernal. Who here speaks Infernal?
I do.
I also do, but I'm asleep.
Cool, so everyone speaks Infernal. This is helpful. At the top of the canyon, you hear shouting, and a couple of figures go over and go, "There they are! Get them!" And you hear the sound of revving engines, and 10 two-wheel motorcycles just come driving over the edge of the canyon and come diving down towards your car as they're going to attack you. On each of these is a bearded devil driving down towards you, looking to attack. Can we all please roll initiative? Whoever's driving.
Can I
Yes.
ask?
Yes.
This was bar chat last time, but I asked if the car had like a boost.
The car has a boost. You can put a flask of demon ichor right into the engine, and that will give it a nitro-S boost for a certain amount of time. There are rules on that,
I
and
imagine like, we can't have like a surprise round and do it now. That would be like an initiative order, right?
exactly.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
But yes, you have devils on bikes, bearing down on you from either side, driving quite down the side of this canyon, so quite precariously and quite quickly. They seem to have thrown caution into the wind. But let's have some initiative rolls and see how we gon' do.
Oh, I roll with advantage.
Just shout them out.
9.
9.
pretty good.
Rahazor and the car on a 9. Good.
21.
20. Andreas is suddenly awake.
Hey, 17.
Yeah, so
17.
actually, my bow of warning, if you were asleep, would alert you to the fact that
There we go. That's
stuff
what it
is
is. Yeah.
Nice.
Was that 3, Sam?
That would be 3. Yes,
Cool.
that is the number
Connor
of
goes
my initiative.
after
That
here.
post-vacation haze, you know.
And Lua, what did you...
Yeah.
sorry, we got Lua's. Matt, what was yours?
That's me. Mine is 19.
19. Wow. These are pretty impressive things, everyone. Well done. So... 1, 2. Good. Andreas, you see these bikes veering over the edge, and you see these 10 bikes bearing down either side of the car, trying to catch up to it and do something. You're not quite sure what. There's also a couple of what look like horned devils. You see one on either side of the canyon shouting out orders and pointing with these very long, very traditional, like pitchforks. What would you like to do? It's in the character art. I'd love to claim it wasn't, but it is. What would you like to do?
I think I'm literally sleeping, and then I just get this weird sensation from Judah's warning item, like pings me awake, and I sort of like just wipe some dribble off my face as I wake up, and And I think I'll just take a pot shot at one with my crossbow.
Where's your crossbow?
No idea. I'm probably laying on it.
Okay, so try and get your crossbow out.
Okay, I'm gonna get my crossbow out, and it's gonna be like, oh, no, stop sleeping on Andreas. I think my crossbow. Oh no, I know where it is. It's in the footwell.
And Lua ends up sitting on your face this time, and his legs are like wrapped around your neck, and he's like, "Whoa there, whoa!"
Right, Andreas, you are diving into the footwell, and your head is currently covered by Lua, who is just crotch first in you. Can you roll me an investigation check to find your crossbow?
God.
I mean, I'm assuming there's loads of like sort of take out wrappers and things in the bottom there. Like, it's a mess.
Well, that was 18 on the dice, so 16.
That's pretty impressive for you. That's very impressive for you. As you do manage to eventually scrounge around and pull out of the footwell your heavy crossbow that you never ever use, that you have no reason ever to use it, and just drag it out of the footwell. It's currently got like lots of gum wrappers and sweet things attached at various points where you sort of brush it off, and Lua's still on your face. What do you do about this, Lua being on your face? Because you currently can't see.
I mean, I'm kind of used to him being on some part of my body for the last few hours. So.
Sure, but you can't see anything because Lua's on your face.
Elf, Lua, can you aim my crossbow at least?
Sorry, I can't hear you. What? 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 And Lua kind of reaches down. He reaches down and he kind of pushes you in a little bit. What? What did you say?
Cool, that's Andreas' turn, I think. Thank you.
Cool.
Andreas, any bonus actions for you?
Nah.
Do you want to Hunter's Mark things or use Slayer's Prey or the things that make you do more damage?
Okay, yeah, I sort of like just move the elf so I can get an eye on one and do
You move the elf who's currently in really like that? That's the motion we're doing for moving the elf, is it?
He's a giant.
Thank you, Andreas. Good. Right, so you managed to pull Lua out of the way enough to be able to get eyes on one of the bikes, and you can use a Hunter's Mark or Slayer's Prey. I don't mind which one. Basically the same effect. Lovely. So you are peering out and picking a target with your ranger sensors. Perfect. Judah, what are you doing?
I'm going to because I look like a bearded devil.
Yep.
I'm going to. I will undo my seatbelt and
stand upset.
and say, brothers, these are not the people you're looking for. Leave them be. This is a dangerous road you choose. You should not be riding here. And as I say that, I'm going to use the mold earth, which I've been helping us navigate this pathway. And one of the motorbikes that's coming, I'm going to, because it does it instantaneously, it says you instantaneously excavate it. I'm going to have a 5-foot cube appear in front of this thing. And I figure it's going to, when it sees this, if it gets chance to try and dodge out of the way, it's either going to go left or it's either going to go right. So I'm going to dump this thing to the left so that if it goes to the left, it still whacks into this massive 5-foot cube thing.
Okay. Now, as a reaction, they get dexterity. So they get advantage on dexterity saving throws because they are bikes and they're very fast. So I'm going to roll a dex saving throw to see how this goes. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. That is a 17. What's your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 17.
Oh, the bike swerves slightly to get out of the way of your earth, and then actually swerves to the side where you're making it fall, but then does a sick jump over it and just flies through the air slightly. The beard devil in the back looking absolutely nonplussed and totally fine and ready to bear down on you further. That's your action.
Okay.
Bonus action?
Let's see. Bonus. No, I don't want to. Well, actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm then going to, because that didn't go as well as I was hoping it was, I'm then going to pop down into the back of the seat and I'm going to bonus action hide. And
you're going to hide in the footwell.
I'm going to pop down, back in, and just be under there so that I can pop up next time and do my stuff.
I think they'll know that you're there. I think
they will, but it might still be. Maybe I come up from the other side next go is what happens there. And they're not expecting that.
So Andreas has even more people sort of up in his grill. Cool, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Roll me a stealth check, and then let's describe what's in the footwell, because it's going to be unpleasant.
Oh, it's pretty good, because I have a lot of stealth. That is 26 stealth.
Cool, you just stick down into the footwell. Now, Matt, what's in the footwell of your car right now?
Well, I mean, directly in front of me, because Judah is still all loving the newness of the spells and stuff. I think I'm pretty sure he uses it at every given opportunity. So I actually think his bit has been prestidigitated to death, and it is very, very clean.
Matt, you misunderstood my question. Not what's Judah's footwell like. Matthew, what is your car's footwell like right now?
My car? Okay. Very similar to that. I'm a very, very tiny.
Is it meticulous? Really? Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably some dirt from some boots there, but not much more than that. I think I'd get a little bit grubby.
Okay. Little bit grubby. Roll for it. Roll me a flat d20. No modifiers. It's just a d20. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Well, I hope I didn't want high because I've rolled 3.
Cool. Some of Andreas's mess is so copious that it's spilled over into your side. There's like sweet wrappers, as mentioned, like old like stinking beer mats and things like that have been collected but then forgotten about. Dirty boots, everything possibly imaginable in there. It's not been cleaned in quite a long time. It's unpleasant.
I imagine just from the ride, kind of jolting the bottle every now and again. There's probably lots of sticky tequila down there as well.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Yeah. Sticky tequila.
There's probably Razul ooze coming back.
A little bit as well. Yeah, it's
probably.
like a wash, probably.
So I dive down into what I assume is a very clean this space in the car,
and it is not.
And then very, very quickly understand that this is not a very clean space under the car.
Yeah, it's awful. You've just gone, oh no. Why did I go in face first? Good. Right, and Lua, it is your turn. What would you like to do? Still in the car, still on Andreas's face.
So Lua's absolutely going to stay there,
sure.
But he's going to kind of like bend backwards while still keeping his legs wrapped around Andreas. So
thrusting your crotch slightly up into his chin. Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, full crotch everywhere.
And these leather trousers would be described as tight, yes? Good. Just
so
checking.
There's a little bit of sweat starting to collect around that area. So what? Okay, from Lua's perspective, like how far away are these?
The bikes have come riding down the side of this canyon. The canyon itself is about 50 foot wide, and they're quite steep on either side. The road's in the center of it. It does juke and swerve, and it's not like a perfect area. There are lots of like jukes and up and downs, but I'd say they're all within about 30 feet of you.
Okay. So he's gonna do let's see. I think he's gonna do Misty Step to one of them.
Sure.
And
yeah.
he's gonna go in the same position as he is on Andreas' face, and he's gonna squeeze his beautiful thighs around one of these.
I will say for the sake of argument that you misty stepping onto someone's face and then attacking them counts as a sneak attack. I think that's pretty fair. So So you misty step. What's your magic of your misty step look like? Is it beautiful? Is it strange? What's the magical vibe? Because you've not cast spells before.
So you know how Intro to the Spider-Verse, whenever they like glitch out of reality, it's that chaotic. It's like and like out the window.
What's that like at crotch height for Andreas while you do it?
I feel like Lua does one of these numbers where he twists. He's like, okay, let me see if I can like get in the right position with this. And then like as soon as he starts misty stepping, the leather just kind of skids on Andreas's face. And he just starts glitching out of this window. It's the tackiest thing ever.
Wonderful. Cool. And you go misty step and suddenly are literally on the face of one of these bearded devils on a bike, just right there. And do you just stab down immediately, or do you using your thighs? You can use your thighs if you like.
I use both daggers and I just
cool. Maybe then so you could. It's only one attack because you're already misty step, so make me a single dagger strike.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is it 18?
Yeah, that definitely hits the bearded devil, who just looks up. Whoop!
Okay.
Sound effects are free. This reminds me of being at a rock festival and someone crowd surfing over me and like my face getting pushed into this big sweaty metaller's armpit in front of me. It was
like best day of your life, right?
It's 38 damage with the sneak attack included.
He's still alive. We've just leapt onto his face and just funk, and he's just screaming out in pain, trying to drive the bike, unable to see, with you just on him. Okay, great. That's a thing.
So as Lua has disappeared, back, I'm going to shout, "Oi, Bard! You didn't tell me I was great. Come on!"
Lua's not a bard.
Judah doesn't know that. Judah has seen Lua thrash.
Lua just looks around and he's like, "I'm not a bard."
You don't hear that over the noise of the cars and bikes.
I'm not a bard. Even though he's still like screaming, you still can't hear him. So.
Very nice. Right. The cars. So the bearded devils are... they're all going to try and drive down, and they're all going to try and drive in and attack your beautiful, beautiful car, or you, depending on how the situation unfolds for them. So, the Devil's Rides. Cool. They are going to drive straight down and just get as close as they can to your car. And then all of them start whipping out their glaives and start trying to scratch alongside the car and damage it badly.
Keying our car.
Yeah, they're keying your car. There are 9 of them. All of them have one attack with their glaives. They're going to use that. They can't get close enough for the beards with these bikes. But they are going to basically be driving in, and they're trying to puncture the wheels. They're trying to slow the car down, stop it, all of those things. Now, Rahazo, you are driving the car, and I'm going to remind you of a couple of car rules before we dive into this too heavily. So the first is your car can juke, the same thing the bike did, to get advantage on a dex saving throw, which this isn't, it's all attack rolls. Second, your car's AC is currently 21, because it drives so fast, and it has 60 hit points. It has a damage threshold of 10, which means if I do less than 10 damage to it, nothing happens. It has a mishap threshold of 20. If I do more than 20 damage, I got to roll some tables and see what happens to your car. What we'll do is we'll do it all as one basic big attack from all of them, because that makes more sense to me. So they all come driving in. What do we got? It's a +5 to hit. 2 of them try and strike out. The glaives squeak horribly alongside, but do not actually impact the car. Another 2 also do not manage to break through the armor class of the car, but then 1 comes in from the back and just manages to pierce in from behind and puncture either the back wheel or the engine, you're not sure, but there's a horrible detonating screech from the back of the car as the car takes 12 plus 3 plus 6, 18 points of damage. Mark down the 18 damage. It's not a mishap though, didn't do enough. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more try and strike out and miss. and 9. They've all now... The car's basically surrounded by these bikes. They've all driven in quite close to you. The car will move on your turn. You can use the car's movement as yours effectively. So you could try and get away from them, but they're all quite close, and they're going to keep trying to stay with the car as it goes. But that's their first strike. The car has taken a massive hit from the back. Lovely. The horned devils on the side are just watching for the time being. They're not doing anything too much because they want to see what happens with their riders. What was that? Someone would say something? No. Thought I heard something. No, good. Right. That is the devil's turn for now. Rahazur, what's the plan?
Rahazur is peeved. Messing with his car is worse than messing with any of the party members. So, can I just ask, does the car have its action and then Rahazur also has an action, or is the car's action his action?
The car doesn't really take actions. Like, technically it takes your action to drive the car, but I'm not going to be awful about it.
I suppose it's like a movement.
Basically the car's movement is your movement. The car has a speed of 100 feet around, so you can use your turn to drive it. Do you have any demon ichor on you? It's the kind of thing Rahazur might carry around for exactly this purpose.
Yes. Yes. This is fun.
Cool. In which case, there is a strange nozzle in the front of the car that just says "Go faster." That you could, that you know exactly what it's for. So you
doesn't even like blink. He just puts the demon ichor in there.
This will be your action, just to be clear. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah. Yes.
Great. Lovely. You lean forward and just take a bottle off your belt. Do you want to describe what this bottle looks like? The contents are kind of like green and sickly and ichory, but you can describe what the bottle looks like and where you got it from.
Yeah, I think like the bottle's kind of like squishy and gummy actually, so I think like it has a bit of a look that you wouldn't expect for demon ichor. But yeah, the contents are wild.
Okay, you take the bottle out, big squeezy bottle, just smash it into this, and the car drives. It already has a speed of 100 feet around, and the bikes can keep up with that. They have a speed of 120, but with a demon ichor boost. Your car increases speed by 30 feet around for 1 minute, so suddenly the car goes full speed ahead, and you are all sort of squashed back into your seats, apart from Lua, who is still on a biker, who is still with the others but didn't make an attack roll, desperately trying to fend Lua off its face. You are driving full speed ahead. The bikes they can't keep up. They're about 10 feet slower than you around, so they are driving behind you, but you are currently driving full speed at the top of it. Roll me a d20, just a flat d20.
Okay, flat d20.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is an 18.
Cool. The car where the engine was hit by the glaive, there's a faint sort of cough, but nothing happens. Although you are aware this might be a problem. Also, for those imagining the visual of this scene, yes, the exhaust fumes are flaring with green flame.
Yes. Can Rahazur also use his meta magic of quickened spell to bonus action cast Witch Bolt on whichever one is closest to the car? He's like, the car must be protected.
As you're zooming ahead and as they are starting to fall back, so you can turn around and just fire a Witch Bolt behind you. That's absolutely fine.
25 to hit?
Yeah, that hits, definitely.
And that's going to be some serious damage. Let's see what happens. 32 damage.
Did you go for the bike or the driver?
The driver.
Okay.
The vehicle didn't do anything to me. So.
Okay. Cool. As you're driving, the driver just gets hit full bore in the head, but it's just a lightning bolt you shoot out, right? Just.
Yeah, it's a lightning bolt, but basically, like, on each of your turns for up to a minute, if they aren't dead, you can use your action to automatically hit and do damage. So
it's like an Emperor Palpatine lightning just behind you, and as you do that, it hits the driver, just still driving the car, lightning rattling all over their body.
It comes out of Rahazur's eye stalks too. It's like the eyes just look upward and like Witch Bolt.
Okay.
Or maybe one does, so he can keep an eye on it.
One looks up. Gross.
Safety first.
Yeah.
They're honestly like very versatile ice
Yeah,
dogs.
definitely, of course. So you are still driving full bore ahead. You are lightning bolting one of the drivers nearby who's just screaming as the bike veers wildly. Lua, the bike... I just rolled for your driver to keep up with the others and rolled a nat 20. So despite you being on top of him, and despite me rolling attack rolls and missing you entirely, he's just there going, gotta keep up with the others, while you're there just on top of his head. Yeah, that's a thing now. Great. Good. Connald, all of this is happening all around you and is probably quite a bit to take in. Like, it's quite a lot.
This is the vacation I asked for when I talked to the travel agent.
Perfect. Good. Awesome. What do you want to do in this scenario?
Looking at my driving compatriot with the one eye stalk on the road, safety first.
Yeah.
Am I determining from your driving posture that we're gonna race or that we're gonna brawl? Like, are you trying to outrun, or are we gonna stay and have a party?
I don't know. There's like a lot of anger. I think it's gonna be like drive ahead, turn back, and like run them over. I think it's just like there's definitely revenge to be had here for sure.
So I see you looking sort of to the right, sort of looking for where the turn is. Would be what that.
A lot of anger. Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
Why, Connaught? What are you doing?
Being perfectly innocent in every way. So, having relaxed, when the glaive hits us, it knocks us a little bit, and I hate to say, it does spill some of Connaught's drink, which ruins the vibe. I'm a wild shape into a giant scorpion, and I'm gonna rage.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I said what I said.
Are you staying on the car as a giant scorpion, or are you getting out of the car?
Fun fact, the weight range of large creatures, which a giant scorpion is 500 pounds at the lower end, which is the cargo capacity of this vehicle.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to contest it. I'm just intrigued. So suddenly you stand up. What is the visual aesthetic of your scorpion? What is the vibe?
This is black, like the obsidian-looking chitin, and in between those chitinous plates, it looks like molten hell lava, i.e., I'm trying to blend into the environment. That said, if you looked very close at the chitin, would it look like Hawaiian shirt pattern? I don't know. That's up to you. I'm not looking at myself.
Awesome. So you rage and appear in the center of this car. Like, your body takes up the front seat and part of the back seat. Andreas, you're suddenly like, ugh! Like your head just got removed. Like, you can finally see, and suddenly this is what you are seeing. A giant scorpion.
The arm I had over the door is now a claw.
Connell, there are people within range of you. There are bikes either side of this car that you could easily try and attack if you wanted to. Wild shaping and raging, is that action and bonus action?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so we just have the scorpion and you're ready to. Is your pincer? Is your stinger just there going, getting ready? Nice.
Yeah.
Very
I think
good.
it moves in perfect sync with the watching the environment I saw.
Great.
But so if I understand it, that's above me, right? Because I think you were in the you in the passenger seat?
Yeah, you're currently stuck under a scorpion. You're welcome. Good, right. At the top of initiative, Andreas, you're suddenly sharing this car with a scorpion. There are about 10. The other bike is there. These 10 bikes are still following after. Lua has sat on the head of one, is just stabbing away furiously. One is currently being lightninged quite aggressively by Razor as you're driving. Otherwise, the rest are all there. The one that you marked with your hunter's mark has still not been hit by anyone yet. What do you want to do?
Yeah, Andreas is actually a champion ranger. He's a monster slayer, so he's
That's
like,
right.
I think he's met druids before, maybe. And he's like, oh God, it's not the time. And I think he just like looks at his crossbow and he's like, oh, fuck you, Bolty and shit. And I just like try and climb out from under the right pincer or something. And this one that I've hunter's marked, I want to fucking jump on that. I want to get on in this Thor hero action. So I want to try and jump.
You want to jump onto one of the bikes?
Yes.
All right, make me an athletics check.
Oh, it says I have advantage, but I don't know why it says that.
On athletics checks?
Yeah.
Then you have advantage on it. That means it's D&D Beyond. We trust them. Do it.
Is that because it's...
Oh, it might be because of your favorite terrain or something like that.
No, made to avoid or end the grappled condition on myself. Why the fuck is that?
Oh,
it's because of the armor.
You're a monster slayer.
Yes.
So that would be a natural 1. Which fits because I'm trying to get out from underneath the giant scorpion.
Would you like to describe how you stack it off the back of this moving car?
Yeah, I think I'm like, I'm coming to save you, Lua! And then, like, my foot probably gets caught in the seatbelt because it's the first time Andreas has ever worn a seatbelt in his life. And then he just like, falls off the back and gets run over by a motorbike. But I mean, he's wearing full plates, so he's like, oh, this is uncomfortable. And his back clicks. He's like, oh, that was quite nice.
Okay, so you're going to fall off the back of the car, and hey, there are stats for that. So as you fall off the back of the car, make me a dex saving throw.
Okay.
Yep.
Come on. 12. Not great.
Hang on.
Not terrible.
Checking the crashing rules. Cool. You take. There we go. Let's roll some dice. Hang on. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall, hit the deck, and as a bike comes towards you, you skip out, you roll out the way of it, but the one behind it just rolls over you. Now, you are quite a big obstacle, and your armor is ludicrous because it's magical armor. Do you try and stop this bike?
Yeah, I mean, if I can just sort of like... I mean, he's an athlete. He's like an Olympian kind of level of athlete. Mm-hmm. So if he can, he'd love to just like try and stand up, see the bike coming towards him, and then just try and like jump up with his fantastic thighs, turning around so his gluteus maximus will replace the driver and he'll be on the motorbike driving. But I don't think it'll work.
You want to jump, you want to knock him off the bike by leaping onto the bike.
100%,
Okay. Hey, who am I to get in the way of a player's fun? Roll me an acrobatics check.
Okay. 21.
All right. You fall off, boom, boom, land on the ground. One of the bikes swerves to avoid you, and you get up and just like lean, kick, and jump. And one of the bearded devils just gets booted by you as you land in the bike, and now you're on one of the bikes chasing after everyone else. You have slowed down a little, so you have to catch up, but you're on one of the bikes.
This reminds me of, there's a mini series of documentaries called We Are the Champions, and this reminds me of the cheese rolling competition, which is basically just like semi-controlled falling down a hill. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I only broke one collarbone this year. It was fantastic.
Well, you took some damage because you fell off the car, but you also did something cool. I'm very happy with that. So you're chasing up behind with the bike. The bike is, you notice that all of the bikes are a bit slower than the car now. The car is definitely outstripping all of them, so you will be behind the car as you do this, but you are now catching up on your own bike with everyone else. And I'll handle your bike stats for you, Toby. I think that's probably for the best. Good, right. Judah, you are currently in the footwell being crushed by a giant scorpion. What would you like to do?
Andreas is no longer there. He has. I'm probably not even aware that he is bundled off.
Not a clue.
Someone up on a bike. I'm going to fight my way over to Andreas's side of the car, because if the scorpion's more fully in the passenger side, then I've probably got a better chance of getting up and out from under that side. And I'm going to try and pop up and see if I can surprise is the one that's actually managed to stab our car still within quite close range of us?
All of them are still currently within 10 feet of you because of turn-based combat. But yes, all the bikes are basically quite close around, and the car will be pulling away from them slowly as the nitrous keeps going off. Sorry, as the Demonica boost keeps going off. How rude. Yeah.
So I'm going to try and force my way out on that side and pop up and put 2 arrows in this.
Awesome. Roll me. How do you want to get past the Scorpion's girth? Do you want to get past it with acrobat? Past Scorpion's bulk? Is that better? Do you want to get past it? Do you want to get past it by wiggling your way through, or are you sort of punching your way out? Is it athletics or acrobatics, basically, Matt? What is it?
I think I want to go acrobatics because I have 1 more in that. Is what I want to do. I am slightly better athletically than I am acrobatically.
Oh, well, that's a strange rogue. Roll it.
Which is weird, but yes, it's right. Let's try that. Okay, that's pretty good. That's 17.
Cool. You wiggle your way. You're currently sort of like you're making your way between the Scorpion's various legs and things, and it's probably quite a space invasive, Connaught, but you're probably used to it. Like big Scorpion, small car.
Yeah, and I'm
the older story.
Yeah, well, all the time I'm aware of. All the time I'm doing that, I'm aware that if I thought the bits where some of their stuff had come over to my side was bad, it's really, really, really bad.
On Andreas' side, yeah.
There's stuff stuck on my face and just grime down me, and I've managed to get something in my mouth and I don't know what the taste is, but I really don't like it. Okay?
It's Andreas. Who knows what it is, but it's definitely Andreas. Good. Right.
I needed a wee. There was only a beer can.
Which you just filled and then just lay down in the footrest, right? Good. Yeah.
No, I balanced it up.
Yes, and I want to pop up, and I want to shoot at.
It would look super cool, apart from how filthy you are because of the situation.
Yes.
Cool.
And that first one of those is a natural 20.
Hey, so you do all of your road shit. Do it. Are you going for the bike or the driver?
I'm going. I think. Is this the one who got witch bolted? Does he look like he's been?
The one. If you want to go for the one that's been witch bolted, that's fine. That one's still being lightninged. It's effectively lightninged until it dies or moves far enough away.
Okay, no, I would prefer to go for the one that actively keyed our car.
Absolutely. I mean, quite a few of them keyed your car, but yeah, there's quite a few. There's one that hasn't been hit yet. There's one that lures on. There's one that's bouncing away in the distance while Andreas drives up behind. There's one being witch bolted. There's still plenty though.
Yeah, but I am going to. It's clearly going to. It's in some way affect the bike as well because I'm going to do a trip attack. So I get extra.
Oh, go on, go for it.
So I'm actually going to roll a lot here because I got a nat 20. So that's good. 6, 11, 12. That's 22.
Like firing it into the chain of the bike or something.
34.
Cool. I'll take it.
40, and that's plus. I don't think I'm not convinced I've ever critted with this character before.
I mean, it's only been. Well, I mean, it's been a while. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah.
So that's 45 damage.
How do you want to absolutely annihilate this bike?
I feel like it somehow strikes this because it strikes the guy first and then it kind of goes down and into the wheels, and that just kind of stops the wheels from turning, and so the bike just does a dead stop and just flings itself right over.
Okay, if you'll allow, you fire your arrow at the bearded devil in the driver's seat, and you just leap up and first shot, and it fires off and goes through his neck. And he just screeches horribly and twists. And as he does, as it goes through his neck, it ricochets down. It bounces off the handle and down into the wheel. And as it does, it goes through the wheel and then stops there, causing the bike wheel to stop immediately. So what you get is, and suddenly he's catapulted forward, going faster and further than the car as he goes flying out ahead. Rahazur, do you want to just go? Yeah, yep.
Yeah, just a little.
Oh my god.
Goes flying forward, and as he lands in the road, the car just straight over the top. There's a faint bump as it goes. Nice, very good, very good. You have a second attack?
I do. So I'm going to shoot somebody different. That's not as good, but I get my plus is good. It's good. My plus is good. So that's actually still. This is crazy. I say it's not good, and then it's 21. So yeah.
Rogue fighters. Oh yeah. You hit the bearded devil on the bike.
Nowhere near as much damage though, because this is going to be 10 damage. There you go.
Cool. As you go, you hit another one who just like still holding the bike, trying to keep up speed, but not down yet. Lovely. Lua, you are still on the one who's managing to keep up with his friends and is trying to do something about you, like it's trying to swerve to throw you off. Roll me a dex saving throw to not be thrown off.
Okay. I'm laughing because my dex saving throw is ridiculous.
Yeah, rogue.
Yeah, that's 20. It's 28.
No matter what this bearded devil does to try and throw you off, your thighs are like
thighs of steel.
Yeah, just titanium steel, just locked in. No way you can get free. He's looking quite badly hurt. He's bleeding from various different knife stabs in the face.
So I think once I do the stabby stab, I think I'm going to, while still on his neck, I'm going to kind of like curve down to see if I can't stab one of these wheels so it can like throw the bike. And as soon as the bike gets thrown, I have a second Misty Step that I can use to get back on the car.
That is so insanely badass. Yeah. Make me an attack roll.
Okay. Ooh, come on. It's a nat 1.
Bree, I'm going to give you this choice. You have two options here. Either you lean down to get the wheel and stop the bike and miss, and you're still there, and you can do something else with your bonus action, or you can hit it, but you don't get your Misty Step off in time.
I think the second choice.
Yeah, cool. So you lean down to try and stop the bike, and Andreas, you're slightly behind this, and can just see as Lewis stabs down into the wheel and clearly tries to do the glitching thing, it doesn't work, and the whole bike just goes flying head over heels, and all three of them, the bike, the bearded devil, and Lewis, just are pinwheeling in front of you, and are going to hit the deck pretty hard.
And I think as this happens, the crotch area of his pants rip. And
we're too tight after all.
He's heartbroken. No, he's heartbroken. And like the zipper of his jacket kind of just flings open, and like his clothes are literally just ripping.
I'm gonna regret this question. What are you wearing under them?
I didn't think that far.
Because if the...
So...
I mean...
Please let them be silk with hearts.
Hard boxers is mandatory. We don't make
Lua is a briefs guy.
Okay.
He's like a very tight briefs guy. So he's probably wearing like, black satin with like a heart right over the little hole in the front to be all cute and shit. As far as shirts go, he was not wearing anything underneath. So his cute little thick chubby self is just so.
Wow.
He's a mess.
I just rolled the damage, and I have rolled so many ones. As the bike flips and lands and you hit the ground, you only take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as the whole thing flips, and that's 5d6. It's really low. But yeah, you land. The demon also lands. The bike also crashes and spins to the side slightly and is on its side, and everyone else is driving away at high speed. Andreas, you're probably going to be driving past this, so you can stop there if you want to, but it's not your turn yet. I'm just telling you the situation before it happens. Good. Lovely. Cool. So Lua is down. But fine. Lovely. It is the demon's turn. They are going to... Attacking the car has clearly not worked. Just a thing. It's not worked. No.
Oh, they exploded on us and one turned into a giant scorpion. Maybe we should have opened with missile weapons.
Their glaives have some range, so they're going to keep... so they can still keep striking this turn, but the car's getting away from them, and they are worried about that. So I reckon they're going to be trying to stop the driver. Seems the best option for them. Now, one blew up. One got taken off 3, so there's 7 currently left doing the whole thing. So the 7 of them that are still there are going to be... One's got an arrow sticking out of his shoulder, that's right. They are all going to be trying to go for different people on the back of this thing. You didn't hide at the end of your turn, did you, Judah?
I did not, no.
Did you campaign first, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Did you use your bonus action for something else, or was it just completely in error?
It was completely in error. Things moved pretty quickly.
Oh, you are not going to sleep tonight.
Took offhand attack. Extra damage. Another 10 points.
No, he's an archer. 2 shots.
I'll take the attacks if it means that's less attacks on the driver, Ragty. I'm good with that.
Oh, it's the angel in the party. Oh, who sounds like Billy Butcher. Good, right. Let's have it then. So of the 7 coming up, I think some are going to go for the scorpion. It seems like a crazy thing to do, but it's right there. It's a big scorpion. Like, they're going to do that. So I'm going to say 3 go for Rahizur, 2 go for Connaught, and 2 go for Judah. Is that all right with everyone?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Please.
So, Rahizur, the 3 on you. That is a nat 20. Nice. And rubbish, an 8 and a 7. But the nat 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You taking it?
Yeah.
I'm rolling my table shakers.
Yeah. Sounds painful.
As you're driving full speed ahead, one of the bikes that's pulling back, its glaive just catches you as the speed of the car is cutting you as it pulls away along the top of your arm. You take 12 points of slashing damage, and can you please roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
You've met these people.
20.
Oh, you're
Unnatural
fine.
20.
It's not an infernal wound. You are not like, it doesn't hurt you every round. It's just a horrible gash. But it looks quite cool. Oh, it's probably.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, it's cut your tank top. It's cut the strappy bit at the top of your tank top. It's now just flopped.
A lot of us are losing clothing in this battle.
I think it's kind of flopped forward a little bit. So it's just you're kind of like wearing a like. I'm gonna say one big man boob is just there.
Like a one sleeve.
Yeah,
cool.
like a one sleeve, definitely. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a look. It's definitely a look. I'll give you that. But yeah, that cut hits you. Giant scorpion. Your AC is probably ridiculous because you're a giant scorpion. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's 15. It's actually not super impressive.
That's not too bad. We have 1 hit, only 1. I'm rolling terribly today. So 1 glaive strikes out at you for a D10, which you're going to halve because you're raging. Yes.
Yes, I am.
Ha, at least I rolled well. So that's 6, I've halved it. That's 6 points of slashing damage to you. And make me a con saving throw.
Also, Raging Scorpion, cool band name.
Ooh, yeah.
I will say this for free because I play one in a home game. Barbarian druids that can rage while wild-shaped, disgusting. It's so much fun.
That's a 16 con save?
Cool, you also don't get an infernal wound. That is fine. Judah, come on, dice. I'm going to change dice.
Infernal wound, also very good.
Yes. I am going to roll these 2 instead for you, Judah. Yes! An 18.
18 hits.
Yeah.
You need 17 basically. So yeah.
Oh, cool. Then the other one hits too, because that one is also was 17. So that is good. Good. 2 hits. Make me 2 con saves, Judah. You will regret this.
Con saves.
Oh, it's a terrible roll.
Oh, one of them's really good and one of them's not very good. One of them's 22 and one of them is 11.
Yeah, that's too low. It's too low.
I have +8 to my con saves and I got 11. Crazy.
The dice giveth, the dice taketh away.
I mean, you rolled a 3, math.
Well done, Anastasia. Well done. Good, lovely. It's not that good a crit. I rolled terrible. It's not a crit. It's 2 hits, so it's 6. It's only 15 points of damage, but the second wound, as it cuts into you, does leave an infernal wound, which is like it's diseased and it's unpleasant and it's burny. Where would you like that wound to be? And can you describe how rakish it is?
I think it's probably because I'm in this really odd position of being like stuck out of the car at like a really odd angle.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably somewhere here. I think.
It's a cool chest slash. Cool chest slash. Okay. Cool chest slash. You will take damage on every turn until someone rolls a medicine check to heal it. That's not that's not healing magic. That is a medicine check.
So yeah. So I can't.
Oh, so if it receives magical healing, screw that. Fine.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Fine. I thought it was cool for a bit, but it's not. You notice that the horned devils that were directing this are clearly looking at each other with a bit of concern, and they are going to start flying. They both take off and start flying overhead in your general direction, but their flight speed is slower than your car.
Okay. So they will fall. They will fall behind as we go further on, right?
Yes, of course they will. There's no reason I would put anything in your path to make that more difficult for you, of course.
Definitely, yeah.
No, I don't know. Cool. Okay, so the that's all of them. Rahazur and Lakar, what is the plan? The chopper.
Yeah, I think Rahazor sees that what he thinks is his best friend in the party, Judah, has just been injured.
Yeah.
And he just like angrily yells and like starts to like as he starts to lose like the motorcycle guys, he's gonna turn around and try to run over like anyone close to Judah.
Cool. Do you want to effectively take the car into like a 3-point turn as the bikes come past and just try and scythe through as many as possible?
Yeah. Or like donut around and kill people. I only know like 2 car things, so you know.
Or like donut around and kill people is a pretty good, yeah. Lovely. Okay, draw me a land vehicles check. This is for free, just to also just like start the car and see where we end up.
Cool. Let's do it. 9. Is it like a 5-point turn?
I think the car stops and you sort of skid slightly, and this like, hey, I'll donut and hit loads of them doesn't happen. You do skid and turn and try and stop. Can you roll me a d10, please?
Okay. 5.
Cool. As you spin and turn and go around, most of the surviving bikes, which is what territory we're in, dodge out the way. 2 of them are going to impact the car. And I'll say because of the way that you've turned, you can effectively apply the car's crushing damage to them as you turn and forcefully stop and make them crash into the car. The car will also take damage from them, but... Ooh. The car takes 9 points of damage. How much damage did they take with the crushing wheels? You've got the stats.
Yeah. It will take, let's do it, 2d10. Oh, 9.
Cool. You crunch. 2 of them get hit by this and get knocked slightly aside, but none of them get thrown over. It's not actually, hang on, let me check their mishap threshold. Oh, the mishap threshold is 10. Yeah, you don't hit them hard enough. But as they are knocked and they are sort of swerving around, but the car has now stopped. You've skidded to a halt with all of these bikes now going to be sort of circling around you effectively. But you did manage to hit 2 of them and do a little bit of damage to them as you went, which is something. It's something.
It's something.
I will say that's not your action. That's like the car's like slowing down drive speed sort of thing. What do you want to do as you skip to a stop?
I'm gonna witch bolt that same guy, like, you know, the continuation of it. So It's already hit. It's just doing the damage, and that amount of damage is 22.
As the driver himself doesn't take any damage, he's a demon and they're immune to lightning damage. But as the devil immune to lightning damage, but as it sort of sparks over him, the bike just starts to, and you catch a glimpse of him looking at you as he drives past as you stop, as the bike just explodes, and you can't see the driver anymore as the bike just explodes and disappears. So you skid to a stop, 2 bikes get knocked and 1 blows up.
And can I see, like, what does, like, my perimeter look like? Like, do I have any friends within, like, 5-10 feet of me, or is it all enemies, or what's the breakdown?
Connaught is next to you and on top of the car, and Judah's sort of hanging out the back.
Too risky,
phrasing.
Okay.
Judah's off to one side, and Lua and Andreas are... You can see that they're both, like, a way back drive. Like, Lua's on the ground, Andreas driving up next to them, but...
Put those dick tentacles away.
Well, wait, guys, you're gonna like this. So again,
more dick tentacles.
Well, and a little different. Rahazor is once again going to use Quicken Spell for his bonus action.
Sure.
And he's going to cast Summon Aberration. And he's going to summon a Beholderkin. And the way it happens is his empty eye socket, right?
Oh, no.
What starts to reach out of it is like, a little baby Beholderkin.
Oh.
And it looks around, and whichever enemy it sees closest it'll cast Eye Ray at it. So it's just like ray of light out of its eye.
So it's in your face?
Yeah.
And how big is it?
That's a good question, actually. I thought about how cool this would be for like 5 minutes.
No. What I really want to happen is have it be weird reality warping, and like something that is too big for your eye hole crawls out of your eye hole.
Yeah, okay, well, they're like, it's just like a little bit, like you can definitely see that like the skin is like stretching a bit, I'm trying to reenact.
I mean, their size is large.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No. Stick with it. I love this. If you say that's what happens, then one of your eyes, the hole, just like starts to stretch. And like it's initially your skin tries to keep up with the illusion that this is real and it matters, and then just gives up. And this sort of large eye hole just extends over half of your face. And this sort of strange, what does your Beholderkin look like?
I'm imagining it just like having like really, really long, beautiful eyelashes.
Oh, a sexy beholder. It's a sexy beholder. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So
beautiful.
Hang on. I've got a picture of one on my phone. Where are they? There's a game called there's a game from...
No, don't explain. It's better if you don't explain why you have a sexy beholder on your phone.
Sexy beholder. Sexy beholder.
That's true.
Dungeon Mayhem?
It's Dungeon Mayhem. It's the sexy beholder from Dungeon Mayhem. Thank you, Matt. Yeah. A sexy beholder just sort of pulls their way out of your head and just appears and starts eye-raying bearded devils on their bikes. Go for it.
All right, and so to hit, that's going to be 8. Guess it misses. It's like getting situated. It's finding its way in life.
No, it's still hanging out. I think it's stuck in your face, like it's trying to get out. And you're there going, like pulling out of this hole in your head that is like no longer your head. And
very elegant.
It's currently a complete horror show mess of just Beholderkin trying to pull itself out of your head that is smaller than it. Yeah, it's awful.
Okay, well that on that elegant note, I will end my turn. Yeah. Did a thing.
Right.
Didn't do it.
Connaught, see us out before the break.
Combat over here. Love it. All right. I'm going to whip my tail back and forth.
Whip your tail back and forth.
And make a stinging strike against someone who's probably taken some. Just focus him down. Church to focus him down.
Yeah, there is one that's taken an arrow from you that you can see and just use your stinger to hit super hard.
So that's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, absolutely hits. If you're going for the rider, not the bike.
I'm going for the rider on this one. So that is going to be 9 piercing damage and a DC 12 con save.
Is it poison based?
No, that is the con save is, yeah.
The con save is poison-based. They're immune to the poison condition.
Oh, cool. But they won't be immune to poison damage. This is just damage. Doesn't impart
they're immune
condition.
to damage immunities, poison condition immunities, poisoned.
Okay, if they're also immune to poison damage, then it's fine. Then they'll take 9 from the tail attack.
So
and
an
now
arrow in
I
one
will-
shoulder, and then they've turned to avoid the swirling car, and suddenly they've got a massive scorpion just in the side of their neck, and they're just screaming horribly as they drive past, trying to curve around to catch the car.
And with 2 of the others, I'm going to... in my claws.
2 different ones now.
Yeah, you can only get 1 target at a time.
Sure, go for it.
1 target per claw.
Go for it.
One of them's gonna miss, but the other, if a 16 hits,
It does.
then we'll be
A 16 hits. So one swerves and drives past, but the other one of the ones that got stopped and hit the back of the car, suddenly is pincered and just lifted off the back of the bike with a Wilhelm scream, probably.
Of course, naturally. So it'll take 11 damage, and it is grappled.
Just being held up in the air, just being lifted up into the air.
It'll probably be dropped as soon as we get back up to speed, but
Sure,
yes,
sure.
it extracts from bike.
Do you have a bonus action of any kind?
I do not. That's my multi-attack, so I
Okay,
think that's
cool.
sort of what we'll work with here.
Lovely. Then as this they're all devils, keep saying this, as the devil is picked up and as the car has stopped and there's other devils on bikes being stopped by the car, and as Lua and Andreas are at the back picking themselves up off the road, although Andreas is already on a bike, it's fine. That's where we're going to take our break and rejoin as this car combat goes into its second, more deadly encounter.
Wait, more deadly?
See you all after the break. Bye. And we're back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Agents of the Nine Hells Redux. So, we're in the middle of an epic car chase in hell. You're welcome, Internet. So, we just had the giant scorpion grab some of the bikers and pick them up, and we also have had various bikers hit by various things, just to set the scene for all of you to make sure we're all on exactly the same page. So, the car has done a cool skid stop, and it's currently skid stopped in the middle of this road, in the middle of a canyon. Looks a bit like Devil's Canyon. How ironic. In the driver's seat, Rahazur, a sorcerer of some renown, is trying to summon a Beholderkin out of his own face. It is not going well. The Beholderkin is stuck. So, the car is currently not driving. At this point, there are currently 4 of these devils on bikes, driving around trying to impact and do something to the rest of this space. One has been hit by an arrow and been hit by a scorpion's tail and is currently having a terrible time of it. One is currently being held in a scorpion's claw and has been lifted up into the air, and the bike has just gone off into the middle distance. That is fine. In the meantime, at the back, one of the devils is on the ground. Their bike is to one side, and Lua is nearby, having just landed on the ground, having managed to stack this person's bike for them. Well done. And Andreas, on a bike yourself, are driving up behind to maybe pick Lua up. We'll see what happens there, because it is your turn, Andreas. What would you like to do as you drive into this space?
I'm 100% trying to pick up Lua.
Yes, but what are you trying to actually do? Like, what's the physical thing you're trying to do? Because
I'm just leaning down on the side. And just like trying to get my weight right.
Oh, it could be so cool. It could be so cool. Yeah, it could be so cool.
Pick him up.
Roll the athletics check. Let's see how cool it is.
In my mind, if it's a pass, but not a great pass, I'll like pick him up, but he just starts clinging to my bicep again. Or
Roll me an athletics check. Let's see how it goes.
This is probably like as though it were made to... Oh, I don't need to black advantage. 21.
21. Sure. As you lean down to grab it, and as you lean down and pull Lua towards you, Lua, do you accept this grapple? That's basically what it is.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Okay. As Andreas leans down to grab hold of you, and you can see this just shining bicep of glory just leaning down towards you, how do you grab hold?
He's already in tears because he's embarrassed. But as soon as he sees that beautiful bicep, he just, as he does, just starts climbing up his arm. And then he just embraces it. And then he like kisses it as many times as he possibly can.
Does your heart get a little bigger?
Yes.
Now, Lua, are you trying to climb on Andreas's back onto the back of the bike to hang on, or are you going to literally encumber one of his arms again?
I think so far his favorite position has been legs around the neck, so he's going to go back to that.
Front or back? Front or back?
Front. And this time he doesn't have leather pants in the way now, so he feels a little freer, a little more, in tune with Andreas this time.
On a motorbike.
So
it just adds to the thrill, Toby. It just adds to the thrill. Are you making sure Andreas can see, or are you getting in the way?
No. Lua is, even though Lua loves Daddy very much, he still prioritizes his own comfort over Andreas's, always. So he's going to make himself comfortable on his face.
So, Andreas, if you imagine the beautiful scene that you slide past, grab hold of Lua, and it's just this beautiful, almost Pieta of this bike driving past. John Woo would be proud. And as you grab hold of Lua just scrambles up your arm and onto your face and just sits there in front of you. You've not used an action yet. What would you like to do? You can't see.
I would like to use my action to... avoid or end the grapple condition on myself in a a very softly way. But I am essentially a pro wrestler, so I just like to try and there's a lot of sweat involved as well, right? And I'm wearing a full metal visor, so it's pretty slippy slidey. So I just want to try and turn the elf round. So I can see while we're driving at high speed on a motorbike.
See, you can't because his thighs are steel. I mean, he took down. Oh my God! He essentially took down a devil with his thighs. So, like,
this sounds like a contested grapple. Toby, does your ability let you literally avoid any grapple? Is that the point?
No, it just gives me advantage.
Okay, so it's a contested grapple, and you have advantage on the attack on the grapple roll. Toby, Lua, please make me an athletics or acrobatics check to maintain the thighs.
Okay.
I'm really glad you're focused on the task at hand, by the way, both of you. I really appreciate it. It's good.
You said acrobatics, right?
Or athletics. Either or is fine.
Oh, yeah, we're going with that.
The second one was almost an at 20.
Oh,
but then it
no.
rolled
Dirty
to a
20.
2.
What was the first one?
Oh, the first one was a 29. Which is a 19 on the dice.
So hang on, what was that? A 29 and a, what was yours, Lua?
A dirty 20.
So, Lua, you are just, I mean, if we can all imagine the moment where Andreas just moves you around.
And Lou's just clenching his thighs the whole time. He's like, no.
It's very gentle. It's very caring. Just so delicately. And then I put my hands back on the motorbike steering. Handlebars. And I fucking rev it.
Okay. You have extracted yourself from this situation. That is fine by me. And you're driving up behind. The bike's fast enough, and with the situation, you can arrive at the scene with the bike. We haven't got any actions left. Bonus action for you?
I kind of thought, I will move my not the Hunter's Mark, the
Slayer's Prey.
That's the one. Slayers. Also a fantastic death metal, black metal.
Any of them, metal band.
Heavy metal.
So you move your Slayer's Prey onto one of the devils. Your Hunter's Mark's already on one that isn't dead yet, so you could very easily put it on the same one. Be fine with that.
Yeah, sure. And
Cool.
and I say it's time for a rain of blood. Slayer. Anyway,
I got that. Worked so hard to make it cool, and yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Andreas, who is air guitaring like a nutter. Great. Judah, you are still hanging out the back of the car. Half crushed by a scorpion.
So, I am going to bonus action heal myself because using healing light, because that way I can end this crazy con thing that's happening to me, right?
Yeah, it's magic.
Heal.
Is it magical healing? Is it magical healing? Is it magical healing?
It's healing light coming from the beauty of my angelic.
Your healing hands. That's fine. Yes, I understand. Cool. That will cure it. Yes. Technically, you would take the damage at the top of your turn, so I'm going to roll that.
Yep.
You take another 8 points of demonic damage, of infernal depth. The wound hurts a bit. Gives you a bit of a stingy hurt.
Infernal owie.
It's like a paper cut. It's so thin.
Okay, so I take 2 because I rolled 6 on the d6, so that's fine. I feel good about that.
Okay, fine. Cool. You're allowed. Okay, so you have successfully managed to cure yourself of the demonic wound, and you still have a bonus action? Or an action?
No, that was bonus action heal.
Okay.
So
fine.
what I'm going to do is there's one being held in the air with aloft.
Yeah.
And it's grappled, right? So do I attack that with advantage?
No, technically. Unless it's restrained. Okay. Sam, is it restrained?
Restrained is the one.
No, it's only grappled. So we have the movement 0 on it. So like we drive away, we drop it off, it goes flat.
Okay. But actually, what I will turn to Raza and as if this statement suggests everything that it needs to, and I just go, "We've stopped."
Yep. Okay.
And then, is what's around that I can shoot? Because I will maybe, if we're going to drop, if it looks like this thing's going to be well dropped when we move again, I will shoot something else.
There are 5 still on bikes, as earlier described. Did I say 5 or 4?
Okay.
I think it's 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there's still 5 left.
Yeah. So which Bolty is dead, isn't he? He's gone now.
Oh, which Bolty the bike exploded? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I will. Whichever one looks the most damaged out of all the others, then I will shoot.
One got checked by the car and got knocked slightly to the side, taking some damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll shoot that one.
Cool. Go for it. There is no sneak attack here unless you do something clever.
No, exactly. No, there won't. I will just take. I will just take the attacks as they are.
Okay.
That's 25 though.
Are you going for the rider or the bike?
I'm going for the rider.
Okay.
So that's going to be 9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go again, and I'm going to take 5 off so I can try and do 10 more damage.
Sharpshooter.
So we'll see how...
Sure.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. So I roll 14. So that's 9. So that's 21.
Yeah, that still hits. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it still hits. So that's going to be, and with this one, because I'm trying to protect the driver as well, I'm going to do a menacing attack.
Yep.
So I'll do slightly more damage, and also they need to do a DC 18 whiz save.
Which they fail conclusively. It's a 2.
Okay. So that one is frightened of me until my next
Can you
turn.
describe your 2 shots and about how they might make this devil feel scared of you?
I think that, well, the first one only didn't do much damage, so but he's kind of like, ow, this guy's that was pretty decent hit. I hope he doesn't have another. And then he sees the second attack coming in, and it does more damage, and he's like, ah!
And you're still an angel. But you still look like a bearded devil. You still look like a bearded devil, right? You're not.
No, I still currently look like a bearded devil.
Okay, so but you've just healed yourself with glowing light, yes?
And well, I did, so that's a bit of a giveaway.
But here we go. So if there's like a thunk arrow come in and then then look at you and see you glowing with Angela, there's kind of an no, another arrow hitting and just no,
So,
do not like.
Overall, that second one does 15 damage.
Yeah, I mean this
no,
one.
it doesn't. No, I'm going to add 10 to that, so it does 25 damage.
I mean, this one's already pretty badly hurt. Just starts, that sort of really awkward wheeling a bike backwards. Does that really awkward wheeling a bike backwards, like awkward walk? No. Good. Lovely. Lua, you are currently on the back of Andreas's head. You have now driven into this combat scenario. It's disappointing, I know, I'm sorry. What would you like to do?
I think I am going to use my handy dandy crowbar.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw it at one of these devils.
Yep. Do you want to throw it at the one that's currently awkwardly backing up, or do you want to throw it at one of the 3 still driving around?
I think the one that's awkwardly backing up.
Sure.
And I'm going to go ahead and be a little saucy, and I'm going to attach a rope to the crowbar. I'm going to see if I can hook it on the devil and pull him off of the bike.
Sure. Okay. Make me an attack roll. He's close enough that you can take it and just and try and hit him with it. That's fine.
Does 17 hit?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Lua's gonna rig it, and he's going to pull it tight, and he's going to do one of these things, and he's just going to whack, and then it's going to hook. Are they like wearing helmets or anything, or like?
This one could be. This one's wearing a helmet with big horns. Yeah, why not?
Okay. So I think for the aesthetic, I think it's going to hook right in the front of its pants, and he's just going to yank this devil off of the bike.
Okay, you've made me the attack roll and you've hit. Can you now roll it as your sneak attack? There's no ally within 5 feet. There's no sneak attack on this. Just do me a D4 plus Dex for this.
Okay. That is a 7. And do you still want me to add the sneak attack?
No, there's no allies in range. It doesn't make sense. But you spin it, you throw it, and this sort of and then is pulled off the bike and just like face plants awkwardly into the dirt in front of the bike, drops over to one side. The one in the dirt is terrified, insulted, and really, really badly hurt. So he's probably out of the fight if you just leave him alone. He's probably not going to do anything. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But yeah, that has happened. Any bonus actions for you?
I think I'm gonna go for the same one, and let's see what else I can use. What else do I have in my little inventory? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna use my short bow. That's what I'm gonna use.
So now that he's prone on the ground, so you attack with disadvantage, but go for it.
Okay, so that's a 3 with disadvantage. So.
Hang on, you've got a dexterity mod of good. What's your bonus with your bow? What's your attack bonus with the bow?
Let's see here. D6 plus 4.
No, what's the plus? So next to your bow, what do you add to your attack roll?
Because if you roll plus 4.
Okay, so that's 7. So no, you don't hit.
Yeah.
Dunk. You're a 15th level character. How is it a plus 4? What's your dex modifier?
My dex modifier is 4.
And you are a 50. What's everyone's proficiency modifier right now? Plus 4 or plus 5?
Plus 5.
Plus 5. So it's a plus 9 to hit. So that's 12. Their AC is 13. Doesn't matter. But yes, you shoot your bow and it misses. But yeah, you're shooting at the guy. Cool. Lua, that is the end of your turn. Are you staying on Andreas's head?
Yep.
Cool. From behind, the both horned devils are now flying in angrily. Both start hurling flames at the car. And the car has stopped. Its AC is lower. One of the balls of fire, they conjure balls of fire in their hand and just throw them. Very classic devil. And one misses, impacts on the road next to you. The other explodes like at the back of the car where the demon glaive hit earlier. Come on, break the damage threshold. Come on. Yes! That is 21 points of fire damage to the car, and the car suffers a mishap.
It's not looking good either.
Yeah.
Okay, Rahiza, can you roll me a d20 for the mishap? Let's see what happens.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. 18.
18. Oh no. There's a grinding sound from the back, and you hear a faint sort of cling as the axle gets damaged. The vehicle has disadvantage on all dexterity checks. All ability checks and attack rolls made by creatures on or inside the vehicle have disadvantage. Well, that's bad. When it's driving, obviously.
Yeah.
But yes, it is currently looking pretty bad for the car. It has to be said. Probably not a good place to be in, and the devils are flying up. They are slower than the bikes and the cars, but they are desperately trying to catch up.
Sorry, what's the lead singer of Guns N' Roses got to do with this?
It's always good when the laughter is yours and yours alone, isn't it? It's a nice feeling.
You can add in the visual tumbleweed after, right? That's
that's fine.
I'm sticking with it.
We'll do it in post. The car is looking very bad damage, and these devils are flying up from behind, and it's pretty bad. Razor, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think Rahazor, because of his knowledge of cars, knows that axle is going to be a problem and that he can't start driving until it's fixed.
You can. The car can still drive, just it's less good. It's less good.
I see. Well, I think then he'll attack and think about... I mean, can you drive afterwards? Would that be like the movement?
The car's movement is largely your movement, I'm going to say, to make our lives a lot easier than a lot of specialty car rules.
So it was just one of them that damaged the car, right? All of this came from... So
Slash them, maybe.
He is going
quite a long way away in the air. They're quite a long way away in the air. Like the horned devils.
60 feet away, are we talking?
Let me just check the range on that. No, they are 100 feet away throwing fire. They are huge. They have a range of huge with their hell flames.
Okay, cool.
They are slower than the car, I'm just saying.
I know, but it's not what makes sense. It's what anger demands, you know?
Your DM is going to carefully tell you that the bikes are more of a problem for you.
Yeah. All right, fine. Rahazor will, I guess, like, in that case, the Beholderkin, which has a range of 150 feet, will try to shoot the eye beam.
Okay, can you roll me a check of some kind? I think probably athletics or acrobatics for the Beholderkin to claw its way to wriggle its way out of your eye.
Okay, cool. 20.
Yeah. Like it's sort of like your eye sort of tries to shrink down, and it's like a sort of horrible like this reality makes no sense. Like your eye is like dinner plate sized, and your head is expanded massively, like a droplet of water in some ink has just sort of like expanded out horribly, and finally it just like pulls itself out of your head, and your head shrinks back down, and the beholding sort of floats above all of you, looking slightly like, ugh.
What an ordeal.
I was
started existing, and this is
the
what happened.
worst. Okay, but it's now floating up, and it's going to shoot eye rays at the horned devil.
Yeah, that was a 15 to hit.
Okay, with one of them flying behind just dodges out of the way.
Oh, all right. That's literally the highest hit it can do. So I guess he's not gonna be successful there.
Hang on. The highest hit it can do is a 15.
Yeah. Because it's a D8 plus 3 plus the spell's level, which is a 7. Sorry, a 4.
To hit?
Yeah. It was to hit. Hold on. Maybe I...
That sounds wrong.
Oops.
Is that damage? Yeah.
Oh, that might be damage. Okay.
That's right. I can check.
Whilst Anastasia is looking that up, I'd just like to inform our younger or less rocky viewers that Axl Rose was the lead singer of the band Guns N' Roses, and Slash, famously, was the guitarist. You're welcome.
Oh, it's your attack modifier to hit. Also, it has 2 attacks, which is something else.
Okay.
A lot of problems. So I'm going to roll both these eye beams at the same guy.
Go for it.
And, oh, wow, those are not great. Oh, okay, yeah, 18 for one of them
that
and
hits.
14 for the other.
The 18 hits. So the horned devil's flying up from behind. What kind of beams are we talking? Is it like classic Beholder, like lines of like pure energy, like lasers, or what kind of vibe are we going for here?
Yeah, I think it's just a laser. I just wanted, like, it feels like it's not impactful, but if he dies, his life was meaningless. Like, that's how I want it to be.
So, are you saying that this rock solo of a car chase now has a laser show?
Yeah, it does.
Great.
You've
Cool.
got it all.
I look at the damaged car, but in my head I still think, yeah, upgrade, high beams.
Yeah.
Cool. You start shooting. The Beholderkin's floating above your head and start shooting beams back at. Roll me the damage on the eye ray.
All right. Now I can do this right. Sorry. So it's 4 plus 7 is 11.
Yeah. The horned devil flying up behind just sees this. One of the laser beams hits it, and it just like holds its own head and just starts to sink down slightly as this psychic damage impacts it. What do you do, Rahazor, on your turn?
Rahazor just like pedal to the metal, starts the car going. I imagine it starts like revving and like kicks up a bunch of dust. And it kind of probably unevenly starts to...
You do a proper swerve and dive in. Because of the damaged axle, it is like it's bouncing more. You can all feel that there's like it's bouncing. The speed is still...
Rahazor likes it, whatever.
Without the because you've now burned out the Demon Ica, Nitrous. So you are now slower than the bikes. The bikes can keep up with you very, very easily. The devils cannot. They can keep up with you or they can attack. So they're going to throw a couple more balls of fire, but chances are you'll outrun them if you keep going down this canyon in the way that you're planning on going. But the bikes can keep up. So they're your main problem. The bike's going to be a thing you have to deal with. How fast is your Beholderkin?
Good question. Super fast, I bet. How fast do you go? Flying speed is 30 feet.
Zoom. It is so much slower than you.
He died like he lived.
He can still shoot I-beams at bikes and that sort of thing on your turn. Yeah. The I-beams have a range of 150 feet, so as long as there's still visibility, I'll allow that you can still use the Beholderkin to shoot I-beams and damage fees.
I'm so done with this.
The Beholder uses two of its Beholdery sort of eye stalks to pull up a hood, just like, fuck it. Pulls the hood over. Like,
I'll just keep making them, and then they're going to have a support group together. Left behind.
Very good, very good. So... that's the car driving off. Connaught, as the car goes driving off, there are still 4 bikes in pursuit, as discussed. Was it 5? No, it was 4, because they just took one out. So there's 4 bikes in pursuit. You're still holding one biker in your hand. What would you like to do as the car just revs and starts driving off? And it is bumpy, and you can feel like it's going to be harder to attack things on here, which is why you have the disadvantage now.
Yes. But hear me out.
Yeah.
We are on the road in search of honor and glory and kicking ass in an awesome car. Sometimes you have to act recklessly.
Yeah, it's very reckless attack with a barbarian in druid form. Oh, it's so good.
What up?
Moon druid, moon barbarian, the best.
So I have this creature in my claw right now.
Yes, be a
it's
devil.
A mistake.
Just
not having
around.
it in my claw, to be clear. The devil, it's a mistake. I'm just going to drop it off, and it'll go away now.
Do you want to throw it at one of the other bikes?
I mean, I'm really ending a grapple as a free action rather than maybe making a ranged yeet. But if I can for flavor yeet, I will not say no.
I think a flavor yeet seems fair in this scenario. I like a flavor yeet. Let's give me that flavor yeet.
Another flavor yeet.
I roll natural 20 for flavor yeet.
So you just go, drop it, and he just falls onto the road, which is already going super fast, and one of the other bikes just goes running up behind it, and there is a horrible mishmash of where they all impact each other, and the bike goes flying, both of them go flying, and they are left behind in the dust. There are now only 3 bikes left.
Connaught is so much cooler than Rahazor with flame eye coming out and
you still have all of your actions. And bonus actions, dropping someone as a free action. What do you want to do?
I mean, ask Judah how cool Connaught is right now. I did kind of squish him a bit. Yeah. So I have seen my colleagues go for the bikes. And if you go for the bikes, then the devils also stop. Yeah. They're real smart. I'm so glad these people pick me up.
No.
So I'm gonna do that thing.
Okay, you're gonna attack one of the bikes, not the people.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm going to grapple the bikes and reduce their movement to 0.
Now you have to attack with disadvantage because of the broken axle. So
except reckless, so it'll be a straight roll.
Okay, so it's a straight roll. Make me a straight roll against a bike. Bikes have quite a high AC. Just warning you, because they're fast.
All right, good to know. That was 13 on 1, so that'll probably miss. But 23 on the other.
That just hits. 23 is their AC when driving. So, yeah, bikes are hard to hit. But you do manage to hit the bike. Roll me the damage on the bike. This is going to be fun.
That's 11 damage on the bike, and it is grappled.
Yeah. And now, roll me a d20, just a flat d20, because you broke its mishap.
All right. That's an 8.
8. Okay, you grab hold of the bike, and it just let you bend the metal of the front and just pick it up. And the driver's still on it, just going, what? Just being picked up by you with the bike, all going up in one go. And as you do, you crunch there's the furnace at the front, and as you crunch furnace at the front, it just starts billowing out horrific black smoke. And the driver, who was, just can't see anything, just black smoke streaming past his face.
Yes, them thick clouds. And then I'll tail strike. Just
at the one inside the smoke.
Nah, forget him. He's gonna get yeet soon enough.
Well, there's two more bikes left, so you're welcome to go for one of them.
Yep. Either of them damaged already?
I don't think so. Doesn't look like they are.
All right. Then I'll take the pretty one.
Sure.
That's cocked. And that's not going to hit.
Okay, you try and strike up, but this bearded devil who has done his beard in plaits, so all of the different horrible tentacularness is all plaited together rather prettily. It's quite nice. But you get distracted by the plaits. They're quite good plaits, and thus miss the hit. Andreas.
Love to raid with a braid.
Yeah, raid with a braid. Andreas, you are still on the bike, and you and Lua are driving. Are you keeping up with the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to.
You mean you can. The bike is faster than the car. That is your movement, effectively, because it is the car's movement, the bike's movement. But as you're keeping up with it, you can see that the Scorpions grabbed one of the bikes, and the furnace at the front that holds the soul coins is exploding. The car itself, your car, looks pretty badly damaged by this point as well, but you are managing to drive it behind. There are two other drivers, two more bearded devils, one with lovely plaited beard tentacles and one without.
Can I, I'm really aware that I'm piggybacking someone whilst riding a motorbike at high speed.
Yes, perfectly safe, yeah. Try this at home.
Just to double check that. I'm not going to attack with two weapons because that would be ridiculous.
Toby, please. If you want to attack with two weapons, I will not stop you.
I'm not going to.
The one that you've Hunter's marked and Slayer's Prayed is the pretty one with the braided beard.
I'm going for that, but I'm not using a second weapon.
Shame.
I would like to.
Shame.
There's no shame in safety, kids.
Oh wow. Oh dear. Oh my.
Rahazor agrees.
And I'd like to rev the fuck up and swing my blood axe at the back of the pretty one's neck.
Okay, so you're going to drive it behind and just go for the neck.
Yeah.
Go for it. Make me an attack roll. What?
With a natural 20 and plus 10, would a 30 hit?
Yes. Toby, you double all of the dice. That includes your Slayer's Prey and your Hunter's Mark.
Oh, I've only got one of them up. I didn't cast a spell. I only did the ranger.
Okay, so just Slayer's Prey. Fine. So you double the Slayer's Prey as well. So all of that is doubled. As you strike the back of his unexposed... I mean, for a biker who's got a very exposed back of the neck, it's rather poor. Should really be thinking about that.
Oh, it's got like two
I don't think he's going to say the pretty one.
boxes for...
I beg your pardon?
It's got like two separate boxes for all the stuff. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna
just roll. I trust you.
Stuff.
Whichever one is the higher value one, that's fine.
So 13, 11. Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be the Slayer's Prayer, I guess.
Yes.
So on the so it's 24 plus Slayer's Prayer, which is just a D6, which is doubled to 2d6.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Plus 8.
So 33. So as you go up from behind and just go for the back of the neck, in one hit, just heads off, goes flying through the air, and the bike just skids out and spins as you just curve your way around very delicately and keep following the car. Nice.
Bye.
You say to the stump.
Yeah. Is there is there another one within range or not?
There's another one on the bike, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll go for him. I've got 2 attacks. Might as well.
To do that, I would require you to take the other hand off the steering bars.
You know what? Safety first. I'm a conscientious driver while I'm piggybacking other people. So I'm going to concentrate on the road, y'all.
You're going to forego your second attack.
Has the car stopped or has it started again?
Still going, full speed.
Okay, great. Yeah, I am 100%. I'll use, instead of taking a second attack with my action, I'll just like look at maybe Judah or Razil and go like...
Fine.
Yeah. That's really good. Rahazor's going to return that on his turn. You'll see.
Nice. Judah.
So tell me what's chasing us still.
One bike and 2 horned devils.
Bike?
One bike. There's only one bike left.
Okay, and but the horned devils are kind of getting more further away.
They cannot. They can either dash to keep up with you, or they can hurl fireballs at you. They'll be hurling more fireballs, and they can't keep up with you unless they dash forever, which would make no sense. But attack rolls in the car. The car's now very quite badly damaged. The car might need some roadside repair. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean. Also, I'm going to be attacking with disadvantage now, right? Is that
Correct.
why the car is rickety?
Yeah, because the car's rickety because of the broken axle.
Okay, so in which case I'm going to try and get rid of the last rider, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to attack him, not the bike, because I'm rolling with disadvantage.
Yep.
So one of them was a 19.
Yeah.
Well, the other one was a 1. So
cool. Do you think you hit Andreas or Lua?
I mean, I guess if it's heading in Andreas's direction, there's a 50% chance I hit Lua, right? One or the other.
I'm probably like, get them! And like distract Judah, who then accidentally lose the zombie.
Yeah, roll for it. I want to see what happens. I'm excited.
Okay, well, shall I roll? What did I roll? I'm going to roll a d6. 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is Andreas, and no, it is Lua.
Oh no!
So my damage would be. Oh god, 7. That's 12. That's 12 damage.
Where does the arrow hit Lua? Lua, I think that's your choice, not his.
Yeah.
Oh no, it probably like hits in his chest or something, like in his shoulder.
Oh, that's bad. Okay. Thunk. Suddenly out of nowhere, an arrow hits you in the chest.
So I'm undeterred by the fact that the car does a really loud bump, and I miss my initial shot. I soldier on and take my second shot to try and hit the other thing. Which is much more successful, and that's really annoying because that's also a natural 20, but it's not. It's going to be 24. So, yes.
With disadvantage, you rolled a 24.
Yeah, I mean, I have plus. I've got plus 12 to attack.
Disgusting.
So...
Disgusting is what it is. It's disgusting. Someone should call the police. Good. Right. Please make your attack roll against the last driver.
Last driver, and again, I'm going to do a what's the call one? I'm going to do the trip attack again, so that I get extra damage as well.
Sure.
So that's 6. That's 9. That's 14 on damage.
Okay.
And he has to make a DC 18 strength saving throw.
Or
be knocked prone.
Why are my rolls so shit today? I'm asking all of you because that's another 2.
Woo!
As you hit him, he gets knocked off and the bike just skids out and he just falls and just falls to the side, completely knocked out for the count. All the bikes are now gone.
Okay. Can I ask, is Lua within 60 feet of me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 2d6. Let's do 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
It's called an apology heal.
This is definitely an apology heal. I'm going to apology heal for 8 points of.
For how many? 8. I said AT for a minute. 8. Good. Okay.
While mouthing sorry, just like.
Okay. That happens. Good. Right. Up ahead of you in the canyon, as you drive away from all of the bikes, the devils will probably take one more shot at you as you go, and this is the one to see if they manage to take the car down, frankly. That's what they're trying to do. So as you drive down through the canyon, you're juking left and right, but the car's slowed and the axle's broken, and both horned devils are going to try one last time to throw some flames at the car. Now, the car's AC when it's driving is very high, and they have 150 foot of range, but it's only a +5 to hit. Is it more than that? It's not much. It's a +7 to hit. So that means they've got to hit 23, 4, 16 or higher. I will roll 2d20, and my rolls have been bad. Let's see how it goes. It's a 5 and a 6 on the dice.
Oh.
Flames just... 2 fireballs come towards you, and as the car swerves around a corner in this canyon, just... blow up on various sides of the wall to no effect. You manage to avoid all of this.
No, not no effect. They make us look cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
We got lasers, we got fire, we got scorpion.
Do you want to give me one final roll with the Beholderkin to see if it hits one of them again? As the laser show continues. Yeah, why not?
Oh my god, yes. Come on, Beholderkin. I haven't even named you. Oh, that's an 11.
Yeah, from behind, the laser show just goes flying off, firing off into the sky, but you avoid and manage to avoid all of this mess and are now driving through the canyon. However, the dust around the car is starting to get... It almost like seems to spark in between it. And the car is driving into what looks like a pretty bad storm as it goes. You are all currently either on the bike or moving towards, but there is definitely some kind of flaming storm sparking between the different atoms, sparking between the different dust particles as it rolls down the canyon towards all of you. You're still being chased, but you're now driving headfirst into this storm. What would you all like to do?
Does it look like if Rahazor were to slow down, could he pick everyone up while not getting attacked by, anyone chasing us?
At the moment, they can't see you. So if you manage to slow down, or people could keep driving together, there's all sorts of options. If you want to try and slow down so that, because the bikes are faster than you, they can keep up with you and try and jump across. But if you try to transfer from bike to car at about 100 foot every 6 seconds, which is real fast.
Very fast. Okay, he'll just keep going. Keep gunning it.
Andreas, Lua, do you try and get into the car? What's the plan?
I'm quite happy.
Lua?
I'm gonna go where Daddy goes. Just stay there.
I'd like to check the fuel gauge.
These bikes don't have a fuel gauge per se. They run on soul coins, and a soul coin will run a bike for 24 hours minimum. But most of your car has been stocked up with days worth. Like, you're absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about on that front.
How's the imp doing?
The imp's been going the whole way through the fight, giving everyone good battle vibes.
He's having a good time.
No.
Improving our experience.
Very nice. No, if you ask the imp, do you want to ask the imp how it's doing?
No. I'm assuming he's having a good time.
Kill me! No.
I love this one.
Kill me. Riser sings along as he's driving.
We need to find an artificer that can create a little flaming guitar for the imp. I think.
Yeah.
Giant scorpion castanets.
Right. So, are you driving straight into this firestorm going down the canyon? Are you trying to just make your way through it? Cool. Okay. You drive straight in. Connell, do you remain a giant scorpion?
How far out are we?
You are now in the outskirts of this storm coming down the canyon, definitely.
Okay, so if we're pretty much already in it, no reason not to hold on to Giant Scorpion, burn through that wild shape later if needed.
Gotcha.
And also, look, just being like the scrub on the passenger side, but also a giant scorpion.
You can probably.
That's the whole of my justification.
You can probably vibe that both ways. I think that's fair. Also, the other two don't need to get back into the cars, so there's plenty of space, so we're good. As you go into the storm, Rahizo, you have disadvantage on perception checks to see in this storm. Do you still drive at full speed?
Yes.
Okay, the car currently has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws because of the broken axle. I'm going to just ask you again.
I'm not being super close to the car.
I mean, I'll go down to 80%.
Okay, well that's something. You slow the car down a little. That means the bike. Are you going full speed, Toby? Or is Andreas going to slow the bike down a bit?
I feel like I want to keep the car as a silhouette in the storm in front of me, so I'm following it.
Okay.
I'm slightly to the side, so if for some reason they brake suddenly, I will not go straight into the back. But I want to just keep them inside.
Cool. Okay.
I wanna. Each turn, I will basically hold my action, and because we won't see stuff until the last second because we're in this storm. But yeah, if a large rock just suddenly appears, out of this storm in front of the car, I will try and mold earth it away.
Okay. I'll say that'll cancel out the disadvantage on perception if needed. There's still dexterity saving throws with disadvantage because the axle is broken.
Yeah.
As the storm closes in around you, the very air around you sort of sparks and fizzes and burns occasionally. You will all take damage every round from this, just FYI, and it's going to last for a certain amount of time I've just rolled for. So, first round.
How is everybody looking? Just so I know.
I don't know.
Like, if I look around, how do people look in terms of being scuffed?
Yeah, I look okay.
I mean,
Looks okay too.
You're filthy. You're filthy, but not hurt.
I mean, apart from that, yeah.
Well, I know that. But...
You can't see Lua and Andreas because they are quite far back and silhouetted at best, so you wouldn't be able to tell. So in the first round of driving through the storm, you all take 7 points of fire damage as the air around you literally ignites in places. It is hot. It's like there's not like sheets of fire coming through the air. It's more like sparks that occasionally just sort of spark through the area that you're in. It's sudden intense heat, so you all take 7 points of damage from the first round.
Yeah. Now, I'm guessing this isn't a specific attack from an attacker. This is just an effect thing, right? So, yeah. Okay.
It's what we call hell weather. Weather. Good. Lovely. You're still driving through the canyon, Rahizo, so it's still like you're still turning and moving in between them. But for now, going down to 80%, it's not like a check is needed to keep this going. You are okay. Second round, you all take 6 points of fire damage as it continues to burn all round you. Rahizo, the canyon starts to empty out, starts to fill out a little bit, so you're in a wider space for driving, but you can start to see that there are more things in the way around here. And as you drive past a few of them, you can see they're crashed vehicles.
Ooh, okay, well, Razor, with that in mind, will definitely slow down a lot and kind of like gesture to Andreas that, we got a problem here. Like very slow, I think.
Okay, so you slow all the way down. The bike slows all the way down too. You all take 6 points of fire damage. What are you all doing? You can see these hulks of other vehicles around you, some of them quite big.
I think Razor will yell to Andreas and Judah and say, "Hey, is Mammon this way? Do we know where we're going?" Does this feel like the right path?
Right now, we're just trying to get away from those things,
Oh.
and then we can stop and fix the car.
It feels like we shouldn't stop here. Should we just keep going, but slowly, carefully?
You'll take
Yeah?
another.
Alright.
You'll take another 5 points of fire damage.
Ow.
Are you trying to drive on through this graveyard of cars? Okay. How slowly are you going?
We're in a school zone. That's slow. Funny.
Cool. The storm appears to be getting thicker, not thinner. You appear to be going further and further into it. And as you drive off and start driving very slowly through these hulks, being careful, you will take another 8 points of fire damage.
Hey,
Death by 1,000 cuts. I will get you all.
how much was that one? How
8.
much was that one? Said that
8.
8. I'm going at that one. I'm going to second wind.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, fuck that. I'll do that as well. How come you can do second wind? Jeez.
You're both fighter multiclasses.
Fire. Yeah, fire.
Didn't know you were a fighter.
He's a
How
fighter
come-
rogue warlock. You're a fighter ranger. That's it, I think.
I've never seen him on the front line.
No, it's not what he does. Cool.
Okay.
Andreas never stopped. He's like, you don't stop in a hellstorm.
So you've kept driving at full speed.
Not full speed, but it will slow down as he sees the car sort of stop and go, do not stop.
Okay,
And
so
then take point.
okay, so the bike's now ahead and the car's driving behind. That makes a lot of sense. But you're staying at relatively low speeds.
Safety.
Safety.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
I guess. Yeah, I'll just say yeah. Follow him. He'll lead us the way. He'll lead us the proper way.
Okay, Andreas, roll me a survival check. You are a ranger, after all. Rangers.
Yeah, and I think I have a feature
Oh.
or trait.
Oh.
Which is natural explorer or favorite terrain.
Is your favorite terrain hell? It is, isn't it?
It fucking is, yeah.
I thought so.
Your proficiency bonus is doubled.
Okay.
Proficiency
So
skills.
you add plus 10 plus your wisdom modifier to a survival check, if you're proficient in survival.
Which I am.
Perfect.
So what's the additional? Plus 5? Or,
What is your wisdom
Yeah.
modifier?
Well, my survival is plus 7.
Okay, so it's plus 2, so that means it's plus 12. You add 12 to this roll. Don't worry, I did the maths. You add 12. It's all good.
To what I've already rolled?
Yes.
Or
You roll a number on a d20 and add 12.
Oh, okay. 18. I only got 6.
That's cool. With an 18, you can start to try and you can see bits where the storm clears to be. You can see bits where the storm is lighter. You can start trying to move towards those as you're driving to try and get everyone out. Everyone takes another 5 points of fire damage. How's everybody looking?
Ow.
Chiseled AF.
Dinosaur is like looking like a slightly drying frog right now.
Oh, grim.
It's like
Still barely a scorpion over here.
How's Lua?
So he still has like the remnants of the wound from earlier. But now he's starting to get little burn marks all over him. He's below half right now, so he's not looking good.
Andreas, you can see Lua quite closely because Lua's literally like there.
So whenever you see Lua, you can tell that he's not doing great because of the grip of his thighs are starting to loosen around Andreas's neck, and he can't stay up.
Oh no!
And he's he's struggling.
Oh,
So
Andreas,
yeah.
what do you do? What do you do?
Andreas isn't sure if it's the fire or just that Lua's like finally succumbed to the large amount of alcohol that he had in the bar we were at, and he's falling asleep. He's just going to be like, "You all right, Lua?"
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, wow, this hurts a lot. The fire stuff that's going on.
We just like try and, while holding on to the handlebars with one hand, just like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm great. Oh, wait, no.
Everyone takes another 12 points of fire damage. Max dice. Max dice. Max Dice is one of my pseudonyms. Good, right, so... Okay, it's looking pretty bad up in here. While Lua is slipping off Andreas's shoulders, phrasing, what's happening in the car?
I mean, we're following Andreas, right?
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, I feel like we have to trust him to get it out. But it's when we were approaching this storm, it definitely looked like something that was too big to fly over, right? It's like it's just a thing, just like a wall of stuff. I don't know.
Your DM is not giving you a straight answer.
He is not. No.
Your DM can't give you a straight answer, but you know.
I'm just thinking like because we drove towards this. Did it just look massive? Is what I'm asking.
It filled the canyon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. So for that, I'm going to assume it's not something I can fly over. In which case, I'm going to message Andreas and say, is this? Are we going the right way? We need to get out of this thing. We're getting
cooked.
We're getting burned to death in here. And you can reply and I will hear it. or you can sit there and not reply. It's fine.
Are we there? Nearly there yet? Come on, Judah. It's just a little sun tanning. I'm gonna kick up the speed a bit. Because Andreas is aware that not everyone is as juiced.
Well, as you
jacked.
As you kick up the speed again, please roll me a dexterity check. Ooh. Using your bike's dexterity, which is a... Oh, it's not fantastic. It's not awful. Roll me a d20 and add a 4 to it.
Well, it's better than Andreas's tax.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's 23, Chris.
Okay. So you are moving in between these rusted hulks. Some of them very large, and you are able to, even though your visibility is awful, you're able to swerve between them carefully, and the car is able to follow the shadow of the bike, the silhouette of the bike, and be able to avoid all of these things as well, driving at relatively fast speed because the bike is faster than the car. If the car was driving by itself, it would make dex checks a disadvantage because you're being guided and spotted throughout. It's fine. Looking at the hulks around you, there may be another solution here than to keep trying to drive through this.
Which Andreas will never think of.
Fair.
So these things, do these things look big enough that either we can hide in, or even is there something possibly big enough we can even drive the car into?
I mean, have a look. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Hey, disadvantage.
Maybe there's an auto repair shop here?
In the meantime, you all take 9 points of fire damage.
Maybe get a spray paint job on there.
It's still 17. I got plus 10 perception.
Oh.
Yeah, but the other dice was a natural 20 again. That's very annoying.
As you look around you, you see that there's a hulk of a crashed, what looks like almost like a gigantic flying dagger that's been broken into various pieces and collapsed at various points on the ground, some of which parts are big enough to literally drive the car into.
Star Destroyer.
So I'm going to do two actions. I'm going to message Andreas and saying we're pulling into this thing over here, so that he knows because we're behind him, he won't know that we've stopped otherwise. And at the same time, I'm going to reach forward and turn the wheel of the car so that we're heading in the direction. And I'm going to say, we need to get in there.
All right. Rahazor's like, hey, I can turn it there. Very unsafe behavior.
Cool. The car turns and you turn into this sort of like scar in the side and just drive straight into it. You slow down because it is very tight, but you manage to drive your way in, and you're in this sort of like almost domed like central chamber with metal all around you. The storm is still howling outside, but the sparkiness inside here is far reduced when you stop taking damage. Andreas, you hear the message. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Perception. Jesus, I don't know why it's that high.
Because you're a wisdom-based caster.
Well, it's probably not going to be lower than that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Second one was a nat 20. That's a 10.
As you turn around and look and hear Judah's message and look back, you can't see the car. You and Lua both take 11 points of fire damage.
I mean, if Lua and Andreas, have to spend some alone time together away from the rest of us, I mean, maybe that's just for the better, right?
Yeah.
I can reply to the message, though.
You can, that's true.
So I say, where the fuck have you gone?
Lua, what are your hit points at the moment?
3.
Tell me quickly, amigo.
I've gone more Spanish for this conversation.
I will
the
hear
tequila is in the car.
I will hear your reply, but because I can no longer see you, I won't be able to respond to do the thing again. So I will.
Drez does not understand magic.
You cast spells.
I will say to the people in our car, I will say, Andreas is lost. What do we do? Do we hunker down in here and find him afterwards?
So, Connell, from the lightning, the last strike before we pulled in, fell out of Scorpion.
Okay.
That ran through Scorpion mode.
Wow.
So they can now speak. It's a bit of a glass cannon as CR3s go. Yeah. It's all about that poison strike, not the HP. And I wasn't raging anymore, I assume.
Yes.
Fell out of Scorpion is Flavored Yeet's first big hit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I got some radio time. But hearing this, I can at least try to druid craft something outside of the husk that we're in as maybe a signal.
You can still
maybe like a bioluminescent fungus on the outside to act as a little bit of a signal.
Nice. I think that takes out the disadvantage on the perception check. Andreas, Lua, you can both make a perception check without disadvantage now to see if you see the fungus. And then we'll do more fire damage.
I got a 16.
Okay.
I got a 23.
Lua, you look up and see this, what color's your bioluminescent fungus, Connell?
Violet. I like violence, and violet sounds almost the same.
Perfect. There's a patch of violet fungus that's sort of growing with a sort of glowing arrow pointing inside one of the hulks, one of the scarred openings you can drive towards. However, as you drive towards it, that's 10 more points of fire damage. Andreas, you feel Lua start to fall off your shoulders.
I was like, hey, there's... And he just, falls over.
Yep. Falling off the shoulders.
Well, I should like to prevent the falling off of the shoulders of my elven companion. That was a combination of Daniel Day-Lewis and Antonio Banderas.
I'm not sure I know what you're doing even after you've described it. So.
Felt like there was a little Sean Connery in there.
Yeah, thank you very much. No, I was more talking about. I watched South Park recently with plant-based burgers, and there was there will be blood reference. Well, I suppose you could call me a goo man. A goo man with my son, William Nathaniel Jr. We make goo. That's what we do.
Do you want to?
It isn't anymore. What is it?
So Lewis falling off your shoulders, burning to death. I mean, it's not quite like burning on fire. It's more like just sort of searing pain from the constant heat of this storm. Whereas you're just glistening, Andres.
So, acrobatics to keep Lua on?
Do you want to try and keep Lua on your shoulders? Because holding someone's weight on your shoulders when they're unconscious is, from experience, difficult.
Also, fun experience, but doable, no matter how smashed they are. So, I've never done it while riding a motorbike one-handed, though. But I'm going to try it, 'cause it's D&D.
That's my level of holding someone on my shoulders while they are unconscious. I've done, but holding someone on my shoulders unconscious while driving a bike one-handed, I have not done. That is where it falls down for me. I'll let you roll athletics or acrobatics with disadvantage. Best I can do.
Uh, 14.
Lua is falling off your shoulders and you can't keep the bike and Lua upright. It's too many different things to be balancing at once.
How far away is this luminescent fungal thing?
About 10 feet.
Oh, that's super close. Yeah, okay. I'd just jump off the bike and swing Lua onto the
Yep.
shoulder pecs, whatever they're called.
Onto the shoulder pecs, whatever they're called. Cool, right. As you walk Lua to 10 feet in, you do take one last bout of fire damage. Lua, you fail a death save. And Andreas take another 5 points of fire damage. But you stumble out and in the car, looking back, looking into the storm, you see Andreas just stumble out of the fire, carrying Lua, who looks awful, stumbling into this space.
Okay,
The little elf is not doing well. Somebody help him.
Okay.
Oh, Schwarzenegger, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, y'all look like we've been having some adventures today. Connell's still looking relatively fresh, having just recently been a scorpion.
The most insulting part of
your wounds.
the most insulting part of being a moon barbarian is you get to the end of combat and go, and I'm fine, and literally nothing has touched you. It's the best. Mass cure wounds. Everyone gets how many hit points?
3d8 plus 5, so that's... Thank you, dice. That was polite.
And you have spells because you're a druid. It is the most awesome combination.
I mean, I'm not mad at it, but yes, I acknowledge what the wizards did to balancing on this one.
Yeah.
Let's see, that's 13 plus 11, 24 points of healing back into everybody.
So, Lua, you are awakened with 24 hit points. Bing.
Rahazor uses Mage Hand to just like fan Lua.
So one of your horrible tentacles just...
Yeah.
And Lua's just like... in like
Lua
half
had a
days.
day.
You have relative cover in here from the storm. What would you like to do?
I'll have a look at the axle.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll help.
Sure.
I shed a tear at the sight of this beautiful vehicle that's been mangled by these awful devils, and then help with the axle.
Sure. Lua's dazed and on the floor. Andreas, what are you up to?
Andreas, let's lure off the shoulder guns, bazookas, and thinks, The car's damaged, but being a ranger, I foresee climate change and think it's probably for the best. Also, it's hell, so fuck 'em. And would like to go outside to try and retrieve the motorbike.
Cool. You take another 17 points of fire damage while doing so, but you can drag the bike back in if you do so. Just hard as nails.
He's being like, ouch, ouch.
You all reckon he's probably doing it for attention. Good, right? As this is happening, roll me. Oh, fixing a car is difficult.
Yeah.
I had a spell, fix car.
Yeah, I this is the first time that I remember they wanted to teach me mending, and I said, I was like, no, I think prestidigitation will be much more helpful with the people that I'm traveling with. No.
Connaught, you can cast mending, it seems.
It's the first time I've ever had the opportunity to take that cantrip. I figured I would be hitting things as a creature, so I didn't take any of the combat ones. Only the utility ones.
Yeah.
I do actually have mending today.
So, Rahazur, do you try and mend it by yourself if Connaught just steps in and starts fixing the axle? Like, Connaught, you're a druid. Describe to me how you druid an axle.
Yeah. I take the twig out of my drink, my little umbrella, which was in the cup holder the whole combat. Naturally.
Of course.
At least at one point, there was a shot of us all battling in the background and the drink just like swaying in a very, very tight close-up.
Well, you could only see the battle.
Cinematography.
You could only see the battle because it was reflected in the water. It was perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
It was. So
Spielbergian almost.
Takes the twig out and starts wrapping their fingers around it, and it looks sort of like they're casting druid craft because the twig itself starts to wrap out and build out into a replacement part for the axle.
Amazing.
Very cool.
And as you're sat there building this out, the storm outside will eventually clear. It'll take a couple hours, but you've got time in here for a short rest in your car, which counts as a long rest. Hey, so you are able once more to...
is so impressed.
Yeah, so you fixed the axle. That is all done. And Connaught, these people are going to keep driving on to Mammon's, but I guess you're going to go and look for bigger fish to fry.
Look, I'm glad to have helped them out. I hope they have a bunch of fun with this fish. I have a place to go, people to see, glory to find. Cheers.
And Connaught like
take my drink.
Connaught like sunsets. Connaught just walks off into the sunset out of this building as you all start getting the car and the bike, which you now have, ready to go to drive out of here and continue on your epic journey, which is where we'll pick up next time. Thank you so much, everybody. Lovely, lovely session. Well done. Cool. If you enjoyed tonight, we are playing for the rest of January, so that's 2 more weeks on the Tuesday. It's a Tuesday of every week in January from 7 till 10 p.m. GMT. That's 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PT, and all other times obviously in between. But do join us if you can. That's at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg and twitch.tv/DND. We also have a show on Mondays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT. That's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. PT, and all times in between. That's Seekers of Elturel Buried, being DM'd by the lovely George Lockett. So do check that out. That is on Mondays. Much more, serious adventure tone than the nonsense we're getting up to here. So if you like your adventure a bit more considered and classy, then George is very much your man. Lovely. Otherwise, if you want to support us in everything that we do, we have a Patreon. The link will be in Twitch chat right now. Join us there, become part of our D20 club, and see sneak peeks of what we have coming up, as well as many other rewards from just $1 measly dollar. I think it's £1 measly pound and $1.50. I'm not sure. But yes, do get involved there. We'd love to have you. We couldn't do anything without the people who sponsor and support us, so massive thank you again to Hero Forge for the wonderful minis. Ultra Pro, please join us in chat for the next about 30 seconds or so, and you have a chance to win one of these lovely character portfolios. Do join us in chat now if you can. And massive thank you to D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavi.com. And finally, a massive thank you to our guest for today, Sam. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Humongously appreciated. Remind the people where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me throughout the internet void. I am on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, ChaiKovsky, and my full role-playing and video game streaming schedule is on my Twitch About page. That's twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY.
Superb. Thank you very much. And you can find us on socials, basically all of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of them as Roll Together RPG, all one word. Super. Thank you very much, everybody. Lovely to see you all. Thank you again to the lovely players, and we'll see you all next week for the next chapter of Agents of the Nine Hells, Redux. Thanks, everyone. Bye.